Bears were off a little early. Bruce Smith was one of the players in there very quickly. He's doubled over. It looked like the Bears were the ones that are offsides, but I think the play will be refused because they cut him down and stopped him short.
Offense. Merlin, there goes Smith out, just out of the hospital on the drug suspension. But what an explosive start he has.
He has acceleration and the ability with that huge size. He's 285, maybe a few more pounds, but he just explodes almost like a sprinter out of the blocks. And with that movement, the Bears gave him an opportunity to get off with the ball. He was right there when the ball carrier got about halfway to the line of scrimmage. I think he just took a shot in the stomach. I think he was trying to get his win. We'll keep an eye on him.
They thought he was Ditka looking on. They thought he was in condition enough to play, but game condition, his endurance was a question mark.
Certainly a question. And Ditka gambling early in this ball game. The gamble backfires on him. We'll see what impact that has on the outcome of this game.
The Bills will take over on their 17-yard line. They've just stopped the Bears. Suey stopped on a 4th-and-1 play. 9:21 to go in the first period, no score.
These two teams have not played against each other a great deal during the regular season. In fact, the last time they met was back in '79. Only one starter remaining on each roster from that game. Dan Hampton was starting at that time, but I think at defensive end rather than tackle. And Joe Devlin starting at that time for the Buffalo Bills. George Smerlas was there, but he was just a backup.
Well, Mike has a running feud with some of the Chicago media, and he claims that not only the media, but all the fans expect every time the Bears go on the field to blow the opponents right off the field. He says no team does that in the National Football League.
Yeah, I agree with him on that. And there's something else I like about Ditka, and you'll see evidence of that here today. He'll show you what's going on inside his head. He is an emotional coach.
Ronnie Harmon spread out. He's in there as a running back now. Kelly to throw. Kelly's pass. Drop at the 40-yard line. Andre Reed, the leading pass receiver. He has 21 catches, tied for first in the American Conference in the number of receptions, and Mike Richardson was defending against him.
Reed, the best of those receivers. The Bills suffer from a problem right now. They don't have the speed to really get deep. That ball, had it not been for the good defensive play, would have been caught as Richardson got his hands in there to kind of push it out of the grasp of Reed.
2nd down, 10. Bills from their 17. Kelly again, sideline over the head of Andre Reed. Dave Durson defending. Well, it's 3rd and 10, and the Bills are not doing much in the air.
At the 17.
Thurman Thomas is back in, running back. Dave Durson, Pro Bowler, last 3 years, was defending on that last play. The Bills get 4 wide receivers in the game. They're from their 17-yard line. And we have a false start here.
Dan Hampton pointing to the outside. Well, good defensive lineman always points and says they moved first, but whether they did or not.
Number 61.
Hampton was right.
False start.
Leonard Burton, who really has his hands full out there with Richard Dent, and that's a mismatch. And very often when a tackle is worried about the defensive end, he rolls back on his heels and lifts that hand. That's the kind of penalty that Marv Levy talks to his troops about avoiding probably every day of the year.
3rd and 15 now. The Bills from their 12-yard line. The shotgun snap. Kelly's throwing it deep, and it is over the head of Andre Reed. And it's punt formation for Buffalo, and they have to kick against a 10-mile-an-hour wind. And you saw Kelly waving his arm almost, I think, mad at himself.
Well, I think what he's saying, we got to get that ball upfield. He told me earlier, we have got to throw some deep passes. People are starting to sit on our short passing game. They're hoping that John Kidd is going to have a better kick than he had a few moments ago, and he got, what, 21 yards on that first
21 yards,
punt?
Merlin. And this
pretty
is
pathetic.
McKinnon. This one fights into the breeze. McKinnon backpedals. The bounce on the 45 is down there.
Tasker not taking any chances. Lassoed that one.
Steve Tasker was down there covering the punt. That's a 43-yarder from scrimmage. So we're going to take a timeout here at Soldier Field with the score: Bears nothing, Bills nothing.
43 yards. There's a timeout.
All right, see you in a bit. How you doing, Joe? Give me a bug.
Hey, man, we got 5 gold medals.
5. All right.
Then he knocked him out. Lucky shot. Yeah, right. Watch this next one. I'm going to even open my eyes.
Great.
A performance you won't forget. The new Ford Pro GT.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Jim Kelly 1 for 4. They've had slow starts, only 2 touchdown passes apiece. McMahon's been intercepted 4 times. Kelly 5 times.
Those numbers are not good. That ratio of touchdowns to interceptions very important. Neither of these quarterbacks very happy with the way they've started this season.
And Bruce Smith is back in as defensive right end. The Bears are on their 45 with a first down. The tailback is Neil Anderson. This is the tight end, Thornton, going in motion. Fake. McMahon's going to throw. Short one out. He hits Suey, the fullback, is spun out of bounds on the 48-yard line by Cornelius Bennett, the linebacker. Very quick, one of the fastest linebackers in football, covering the back coming out of the backfield.
The backbone of this Bear offense is today, as it has been for years, the running game. With Neil Anderson doing a great job. They're back #1 in the league in the rush. They held that distinction for many years with Walter Payton. Last year they slipped to 13th, and it hurt them because their passing game is really a play-action passing game, Kurt. And if the running game's going, it's hard to sell people on the play-action pass.
They not only lead in rushing, but they're the #1 team in rushing defense in the National Football League. 2nd and 7 from their 48-yard line. McMahon, Suey's brought down at the 49-yard line. Good lateral pursuit. Look at that gang tackling.
The ball carrier.
I think anytime you can see that many white shirts around the ball carrier, you've got to be impressed with the quality of the pursuit of the defense. Watch Bennett. Watch the quickness of Bennett. Goes all the way around Mark Board, 62. Look at this. He beats himself by the position and still is so quick at 6'2" and 235 that he can go all the way around the block and still get there to make part of the tackle. And that is amazing.
3rd and 6. The Bears on their 49. We have no score. 7:25 to play in the first period here in Chicago. Beautiful sunshiny day. Out of the shotgun, McMahon, and it is a flag down. It's intercepted by Buffalo, but a flag was dropped in the secondary. Mark Kelso comes up with it.
Kelso was the defensive player of the week last week in the AFL or AFC, and the reason for that is he had 2 big interceptions in that ball game, but they may take this one away from him. They're huddling down there, and if that penalty goes against the Buffalo Bills, it'll nullify the interception.
Kelso has 3 interceptions in 4 games so far. Sherry of Kansas City is a leader with 4 interceptions in the American Conference. Oh, they're talking it over.
Let's take a quick peek at it as you watch McMahon trying to get that ball in the center. He gets good
Illegal
pressure
use
from
of the
Smith
hands on the
outside.
defense. Number 37 to the face at the line of scrimmage before the pass. 5 yards, first down.
Nate Odoms, number 37, the corner, jamming his hands to the face of the wide receiver. And of course, any action to the head or face mask is illegal. brings with it a first down, but that was great anticipation and great ball reaction by Kelso to pick up that interception. McMahon breathing a little easier as the offense gets a second opportunity in this drive.
So the turnover is wiped out, and it's first down for the Bears. They're on the Buffalo 45 in a spread backfield. Get in motion. Play action pass. McMahon throws wide open at the 27-yard line for the Bears. Up with the ball is McKinnon, number 85, with Bentley and Kelso against him, but he got wide open in that zone.
Certainly did. Dennis McKinnon, the kind of receiver you love to have, because he's not only a good pattern runner, but he also knows how to operate when the pattern breaks down a little bit. A little extra time here for McMahon, and you see how open McKinnon is. That ball almost thrown over his head. And the Bears, like the Bills, have had trouble with the deep passing game so far in this season. That's very important. That's something they are trying to do today as well. Get the ball deep in the passing game.
Now they've gone to McKinnon 3 times, 51 yards. First down. Pitch to Anderson. Anderson can get outside, and he powers his way to the 22-yard line of Buffalo. Cornelius Bennett toppled him over. Look at the statistics for Anderson this year. He had 105 yards rushing last week. He's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. He gets outside a little better than Walter Payton did last year, but talking about Payton 4 or 5 years ago is a different story.
Absolutely.
10-minute ticker. Houston jumped on the Eagles. Eagles were supposed to be much better than they've shown this year. Atlanta over Seattle. Redskins 6-3. Green Bay ahead over Tampa Bay. The second down play and 7. Here's Anderson cutting back. Look at him move laterally, sliding across. Art Still. There's Cornelius Bennett, and that's the new player just got up, Leonard Smith. They got him from the Cardinals. There are 6 #1 picks, Merlin, in the Buffalo defense. 6 #1s, and Smith was the #1 choice for the Cardinals.
We talked about pursuit by the defense. Watch those white shirts slide, and you saw Smith going up. That's Bruce Smith forcing Anderson deep, allowing a little extra time for that defense to get over there. Ray Bentley, one of the linebackers who was there, along with Bennett and Conlon.
Conlon's gone out. Bentley's out. Third down. 4. Getting in motion. Everybody moving around. The flags are dropped. There he goes at the 15 to 10. And Kelso makes the hit on Jim McMahon, who's not getting out of the pocket as much this year. That's why he's played every game and hasn't missed a practice. 16 yards if.
McMahon, knowing he had a free play on that one, he got the defense offside.
Middle guard. Offside. Decline. First down.
What McMahon is doing is using his voice to pull the defense off sides. Right inside, you see it there. Smith, so eager, I think, because of his return from suspension, jumping off sides. And McMahon, boy, I tell you, Ditka's heart probably up in his throat every time he sees McMahon scramble with that bad wheel.
But he hasn't been as reckless with his body as in the past, Merlin.
No, he hasn't, but he's a competitor. And he'll throw it at you. He thinks he's got a chance to score to get the first down. He'll go right after it.
Jeff Wright has gone in, a big rookie lineman in the goal line defense. First and goal to go. Bears on the 4. McMahon throw wide open. Touchdown to the tight end, Emery Moorhead. He had everybody fooled in that play action.
The benefit of having the #1 running game in the NFL is that it's pretty believable when you see Anderson popping up in there and McMahon getting a little headbutt. You see her right there with one of his offensive linemen. I think the Bills may have read the same release we did, that Emery Moorhead suffering with a hamstring problem. He didn't look like he had any trouble getting out there to get open on that one, Kurt.
He was really open. The Bears just struck first. The try for point is up, and it is good. And this comes with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first period. With a score, Chicago 7 and Buffalo nothing.
Light. It is magical, powerful, essential. At GTE, we place that power at the touch of your hand. The power to open up any darkness. To illuminate the facts of science, brighten the arenas of sports and business, create the warm glow that means home. At GTE, we give you the power of light in 6,000 ways, none of them small. At GTE, the power is on.
This sedan offers a refreshing blend of form and function. And if you like its form, wait until you experience its function. Ford Tempo. A more sophisticated way to express your driving ambition.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
You could bag your lunch to help save for that new house.
You want whole wheat or rye?
Give me rye.
Or you could save on homeowners insurance.
You want mustard or mayo?
Mayo.
Up to 15% off the insurance on newer homes with the Allstate New House discount. So why bag your lunch? Save on homeowners insurance.
Mixed fruit or pudding?
Do you want the truth?
Call and ask about the Allstate New House discount. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
43 seconds. 4-yard touchdown pass.
Watch the fake by McMahon to Suey, which freezes the defense momentarily, allows McMahon time to throw, and oh, what a job they did of snookering the Buffalo Bills defense. And there's a very happy Emery Moorhead on the sideline.
Bears got a big break when Buffalo had intercepted a pass, but Buffalo was penalized on the play, and the Bears got the ball back again. McMahon's 16-yard run was a big part of that 55-yard drive. It took 4 minutes, 43 seconds. Coming to Tasker on the 10. Near sideline. Can't get outside, and they run him out on the 22-yard line. Harold Tucker's out of bounds, and let's see who drives him out of there. There's a scoring drive. 7 plays, 55 yards. McMahon picked up 75 of Chicago's 83 offensive yards, either running or passing. The rookie Thurman Thomas is back in at running back now for the Bills. Bills on their 22-yard line.
If I could think for Marv Levy right now, I bet he's saying, let's get into the rhythm of our offense, which means run the football.
Here's Thomas going nowhere. Steve McMichael, the left tackle, got to him. 9-year veteran, 76 from the University of Texas. They're not running against that Chicago front line, Merlin.
They're having all kinds of trouble. That's appropriately so, because there you see the kind of rushing defense that the Bears are throwing at people. They're first in the league against the run, second against the pass, and first overall. Nobody's had a great deal of success against the Bear defense.
Second down 9, Buffalo on their 23. Kelly's pass.
Good catch.
He hung on to that one.
Wow. Burkett under heat. Richardson on his back, or Dewerson actually, 22, the man right there along with Richardson. Let's take a look at that. And you want to watch the concentration of a receiver under pressure. Richardson giving him some room on the outside. Come flying inside there and goes up and tries to strip the ball away. But Burkett would have no part of it.
Kelly on first down completes the pass to Pete Metzelar as the tight end. He's stopped by Mike Singletary, the middle linebacker.
This is something else that Buffalo wants to do, is get the ball to that big tight end, 6'7", 250 pounds. He's a big target, Kurt. He gets up the middle for you, and if you can work the outside of the wide receivers, spread the defense a little bit, it gives you some room for that tight end and for the running backs up inside.
Well, Kelly's completed 2 in a row, 1 of 16, 1 of 11. They have another first down, and they're finally out of that poor field position they've enjoyed the entire first quarter. First down on the 50. Here's a counter play. Crossing the 50 and getting down to the 46-yard line is Jamie Mueller, the running back. 5-yard gain. And the Bills now are starting to move with the Bears ahead 6-0, 2 minutes to go. That's Gale who made the tackle.
A gain of 4. 2nd and 6. At the Bears, 46.
Seven 0. Let's correct that score. 7-0 Chicago. It's on the 46-yard line of Chicago. First time the Bills have been in Bear territory. open. The ball caught on the 25 to the 20 and out of bounds is Thurman Thomas, number 34, the rookie running back, and he was wide open down that far sideline.
Great job again. The play action pass. It sprang Moorhead for Chicago on the touchdown. The Bills come right back with play action of their own here. They really don't do a job of selling it, but it works pretty well as Thomas flies down the right-hand side, gets away from the linebacker, Mickey Pruitt. We mentioned that he's new to that lineup. He just blew an assignment there. Thomas makes the big catch.
33-yard reception, first down. Buffalo's moving. It's to Thomas. Thomas trying to cut. May have got to the 10. The Bears sliding over to take him. Down at the bottom of that pile, McMichael and Dan Hampton for Chicago. Put it on the 11. It's a 2-yard pickup. It's second down 8 for the Bills. They've driven from their own 22 now to the Chicago 11. Thomas is out, and Harmon is in.
Bills have had trouble inside the 20-yard line. They've been able to score 8 times, a high percentage. Looking for TDs down here today.
Harmon had a big game against the Steelers last Sunday. Kelly pass, sails it, hit the goalpost. Pass was intended for Andre Reed. I think he just sort of threw that ball away, Merlin.
Running out of time. And one of the things that Kelly has done occasionally in this situation is tried to force the football. He just doesn't have a receiver open and does the wise thing, throws the football away. Frustrating for him. Good protection. Burton pushing Dent outside, and Kelly could have waited longer on that play. That's one of the things he's going to have to demonstrate more of, is patience in that pocket.
Thurman Thomas is back in. Morris Douglas is in the safety for the Bears. And that ball is out of the end zone. Everybody covered. They deck Kelly with the pass rush, trying to get the ball to Andre Reed, but he was smothered in the end zone.
And in this situation, you call on Mr. Reliable.
12 in a row for him. The all-time National Football League record is 23, set by Mark Mosley of the Redskins. Pat Lay of the Jets had 22 straight. Premian and Morton Anderson had 20 in a row. 12 in a row. That's an all-time Buffalo Club record. It's about a 28-yard field goal attempt. He's hit 13 out of 14 this year. It's down and the kick is up, and he has 13 in a row for Scott Norwood. So the score, with 23 seconds to go in the first period, is 7-3 in favor of the Bears.
A newly imported car has arrived. It comes from a company with a reputation for quality and design. And the automotive press here has already begun to praise it for its performance, styling, and value. The interesting thing is that here is Japan, and the car they're importing is the Ford Taurus.
Even in the world's most beautiful playgrounds, things don't always go so beautifully. So get Visa Gold, because we'll not only provide automatic car rental insurance for you, we'll deliver emergency cash and a new Visa Gold right to you, anywhere. And emergency cash is something American Express just can't deliver. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
This is a machine designed to keep you on time. And this is what makes it tick. People. Working together with clock-like precision, each dedicated to keeping you on schedule. Time after time after time. American Airlines, the on-time machine.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here. The surprising Jets are soaring to new heights, but will they be grounded by Boomer Esiason and the undefeated Bengals?
Then John Elway tries to round the Broncos into championship form when they battle the San Francisco 49ers.
Before your team takes the field, catch NFL Live, only on NBC.
Walter Payton, sweetness himself. He's hiding right behind Cesar Renti there. Dark glasses, got his shades on. A man whose presence dominated this field and his teammates for a long time in a very special kind of way. I love him.
Gentry and Sanders are deep for the Bears. Gentry closest to you. There's Sanders moving to the far sideline. Norwood's kickoff is headed towards Sanders. But it's taken short on the 20-yard line.
Oh, great coverage.
Yeah, they were down there. That isn't a kickoff a coach likes to see too much. Houston on top. No score. Indianapolis, New England. Pittsburgh leading the Browns 6-0 in the first. Atlanta ahead of Seattle. Giants on top of the Redskins now 10-6. Green Bay leading Tampa Bay 3-0.
Kurt, Scott Norwood does have a problem in the kickoff area, but such great coverage from Bruce DeHaven's coverage teams. They led the league last year in kickoff coverage, and you see why. Even with the short kick, they got him just outside the 20-yard line.
So McMahon sets him down on the Bears 24. The Bears on top, 7-3. That's Moorhead, the tight end. Man will throw on first down, and he's going for the bomb. And it's intended for Neil Anderson, who was streaking down the near sideline, but he was covered there by Leonard Smith, a recent acquisition last week from the Phoenix Cardinals.
Similar play to what the Bills threw for long yardage to Thurman Thomas moments ago, and McMahon, as we mentioned, trying to get the ball deep, trying to sell the concept that, hey, we're not afraid to throw it. McMahon has had some problems on those deep outside patterns. He says it's not his arm. Coaches say that in practice he gets the ball deep regularly without a problem, but so far during the season has not done that in the ballgame.
Well, today he's 5 out of 6, 59 yards and a touchdown. Second down, 10, Bears from their 24. Anderson just slipped by. Somebody missed him going in.
Oh, my.
That was a Bentley. The linebacker went right by him like an express train, and Art Still caught him from behind.
James Thornton just destroyed a linebacker. Woof, look out.
And that's the end of the first quarter in Soldier Field. With a score, the Chicago Bears 7 and the Buffalo Bills 3.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents Legends of the Game. Number 60 was an unusual number for a quarterback, but this player won with unusual regularity. In 10 seasons as quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, he led his team to 10 championship games. Who was this legend?
All across America, companies are declaring Liberty for All, a revolutionary idea from Liberty Mutual Insurance, where employees can now save on all their auto, home, and life insurance through the convenience of payroll deductions. Liberty for all. It's freedom from bills and paperwork, and it can save you money.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Otto Graham was not only the winningest quarterback ever, he may have been football's most skilled passer and is truly a legend of the game.
The Acura Legend sedan offers such amenities as leather-trimmed interior, sophisticated stereo system, and ergonomically designed controls. Is it any wonder people enjoy sitting in it? And with its 24-valve 2.7-liter V6, is it any wonder they enjoy standing on it? The Legend sedan, precision-crafted performance from Acura.
It's America's Day at the Races, live from Churchill Downs. The Breeders' Cup, November 5th, only on NBC.
Kurt Gowdy, Merlin Olsen. We start the second quarter with a score 7-3 Chicago. The Bears on their 26-yard line. They have a third down and 8. In the shotgun, McMahon deep. Slot right, McKinnon coming in motion, and McMahon gives it the old Utah flip pass for a first down. Jack Curtis used to run that at the University of Utah years ago. They still use it now and then. Gentry with the ball, 11-yard gain and a little trick play, and they come up with him now and then in Chicago.
That play designed to get the defensive end, Bruce Smith, 78 upfield. Watch Smith. He's looking at McMahon. McMahon flips it inside, and Gentry knows exactly what to do with it.
Oh, the Bears now have a first down on their 37-yard line. And a quarterback, Dewey the fullback, he's the up back, the tailback, Neil Anderson. Man on the pitch to Anderson. They're trying to get him outside. Oh, he's racked up right along the line of scrimmage. Ray Bentley, the right inside linebacker, number 50, and Art Still, 72. Art Still's quite a story for the Bills, Berlin.
Still is a fine acquisition as we look at first quarter stats on the day. Not many yards rushing for either team. With a bit of a surprise, the Bears, we mentioned, the #1 rushing team in the league. Total yardage, very similar. Time of possession, not too dissimilar. The big difference, the Bears able to get it into the end zone. The Bills had to settle for 3.
Levy wanted Art Still. He coached him at Kansas City, and he's been solid this year. Coming over to the new club. Second down, 10. Chicago from their 37. McMahon unloads, and it's a completion. Running down is Morris. Ron Morris. He's going, and he is in there. Ron Morris on the touchdown. And a crossing pattern. 63 yards.
Morris playing with a finger that's dislocated. Compound dislocation a couple of weeks ago. Played very little last week. But he's a deep threat. Good speed. McMahon with time, although Conlon very close to him. And this is just one of those passes that breaks open. You see it right there. Kelso trying to chase him down, but Morris with too much speed gets away and gets into the end zone.
And Odom's had the last crack at him and met him at the goal line, but couldn't hold on. Kevin Butler for the point after. The kick goes up, and the Bears now have increased their lead 14-3. And that was there's Morris coming right at you. 63-yard scoring pass. Timeout. Chicago 14, Buffalo 3.
Every 3,000 miles, you can change your oil yourself, leave your car at the dealer, spend all day at the service station, or drive into Jiffy Lube with no appointment. In 10 minutes, the J-Team will change your oil with quality Pennzoil, replace the filter, lube the chassis, fill the important fluids, 14 quality services. Jiffy Lube turns an all-day oil change into a 10-minute family reunion.
Welcome to Jiffy Lube. We'll take care of you like family.
How can Allstate Universal Life help your wishes come true? By protecting your family while it helps you save. Allstate Universal Life, another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
If you think you might need some new hand tools, think about this. Sears Craftsman hand tools are built so tough, we guarantee them forever. And we mean forever.
Whether you work up a man-sized thirst or a man-sized thirst, nothing tackles it like Diet Coke. The real cola taste you can drink more of, because it's just 1 calorie.
I'll flip you for it.
Heads again.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
They arrived as athletes and will leave as Olympians. The closing ceremony of the Games of the 24th Olympiad, tonight.
Is McMahon important to the Bears? In the last 33 games he started, the Bears have won 31 of them, and they're leading right now 14-3.
Greg Landry, who calls the plays for the Bears now, talking to him, also the quarterback coach. A hot start for Jim McMahon.
Tucker is deep for Buffalo. The kick is short again. Tucker's running up on it, takes it on the 12. Trying to find a hole, doesn't. Met and down on the 20 fumble, but the ball's already dead. Forget it. Ball's already dead as Morris Douglas goes down to make the hit. Buffalo retains the ball. Body was down.
Bills have not been explosive offensively. In fact, they're the only winning team in the NFL with fewer than 10 touchdowns. They have only 5, and one of those came off a blocked punt last week as they blocked 2 punts. So one of the things that Jim Kelly, I'm sure, is thinking at this point is, hey, let's get this offense into gear. Let's get some points on the board.
Thomas and Mueller in the backfield. Thomas has it, trying to cut off tackle, and stumbles down on his 26-yard line. Ron Rivera, the linebacker, helping to make the play. 10-minute ticker again. Not much has changed. The Eagles finally got a field goal. And Seattle has scored, got ahead of Atlanta. Still 10-6 Giants, and still 3-0 Green Bay. Second down, 9. Buffalo on their 26. They're trailing 14-3. 12:30 to go in the first half. Lone setback. Kelly sideline. Look out! Oh! That was nearly Dave Durson coming up to make the interception. He had a wide open field. It was intended for Thurman Thomas. A dangerous pass, Merlin. Flag down.
One of the things that the Bears do to put pressure on you is run stunts. Now watch these 2 linemen. You'll see McMichael coming first and Hampton looping around on the stunt. They get pressure on Kelly. Kelly really doesn't have time to wait for a long while as McMichael right on his neck, and he threw that ball dangerously close to an interception. Sometimes hurries are more trouble for a quarterback than sacks because he tends to throw a bad pass when he feels that hot breath down the back of his neck.
Automatic first down, illegal use of the hands against Al Harris of the Bears. Buffalo now has the ball on their 30-yard down. There's a fumble, and luckily for the Bills, Kelly tried to scoop it up, and then the fullback, Jamie Mueller, fell on it and gained a couple yards.
Oh, yeah, almost a devastating play. You don't want to turn it over. The Bears already have their lead on the board. All they need now is a turnover in field position. They can maybe start to put this game away, and Levy's saying, what the heck is going on here? Come on, let's get something going for our side. An experienced coach, as you can see, was my coach out in Los Angeles briefly as a special teams coach, and one of the first of those in the NFL.
Ronnie Harmon has replaced Thurman Thomas. Harmon, an excellent pass receiver. Second down, 8. Kelly had protection and then lost it. And they sent the safety man in, Dave Durson, after him. He got to him first. Nobody open, he just ate the ball.
Those double-digit guys all over him. Hampton 99, Durson 22. 2 of the best of these Bear defenders. The defensive team with 5 sacks last week getting in the sink of things. But Kelly just can't find a receiver downfield. This is what you call a coverage sack. Pressure late getting there, but boy, when it got there, Kelly, you saw him shaking his head saying, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Third down, 17 for Buffalo. And they're going to run the ball. That's Thomas.
Face mask.
Throw him out of bounds.
They missed a face mask call on that. Somebody had a hold of Thomas's mask as he was stripped to the ground there.
Dave Tate, a nickelback, came in there and helped make the hit along with Sean Gale, number 23. And the Bills now will have to punt again.
Bears did a good job of pushing this play to the sideline. McMichael, 76, moving out. Number 90, Al Bell, pushing out there. Great. Well, I said it was a mask. It wasn't a face mask. Guy had a hold of the shoulder, and the head came around with it.
Hit the punt. Hoists this one up. McKinnon waiting for it. Takes it. Still going. 30, 35. Great return for McKinnon, who's averaged 9 yards of return this year. The 42-yard punt and a 13-yard return under the gun from the moment he touched the ball. We'll be back. The Bears lead 14-3.
Ride with the wind when you're one with the road. You can feel every move, you're in control. Just a touch of the wheel and the power is yours.
find it at the heart of every car and truck we build. And you'll find it in yourself every time you take the wheel. It's the new spirit of performance. It's the new spirit of Dodge.
It's the new spirit of Dodge. The new spirit of Dodge.
Long as I've known Tom, I need help, he's there. Sure, I'm glad to see you. Stay with you? Figured you wouldn't mind.
And when the last stray's rounded up, you head for the mountains. Bush. And the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream.
Sure owe you one. How about this in here?
Head for the mountains of Bush beer.
Today's game is brought to you by Dodge Cars and Trucks. On the street or off the road, it's the new spirit of Dodge. By Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive. And by United Airlines, airline of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team.
Leon Seals has gone in at right end. He's there defensively, and we have a new tailback, Tom Sanders, for the Bears. He'll be number 20. There's Seals. Sanders and Anderson combined have the top yardage of the tailback position in the National Football League. They're both effective players, and they spell each other.
Ditka not afraid to play either one. Sanders with some of the same speed that Anderson has. Same style of football, too. They just plug him in there interchangeably.
Come on, get it out of there. Just under 11 minutes to go in the half. The Bears are ahead 14-3. They have the ball on their 39-yard line. And to Sanders. He was open. And play action stuff seems to be fooling Buffalo. Wide open there was Sanders streaking down the middle. But McMahon led him a little too much.
Well, that's one of the things that happens when you move people in and out of the lineup. And I have a feeling that the timing just barely off on that play. McMahon feeling that Sanders was going to look back a little sooner and is saying to himself, what do I got to do to get that pass in there? Come on, you got to look back. And he's right.
Second down, 10. The Bears from their 39. They haven't had a lot of pressure on McMahon. There goes Sanders in motion. Gives the ball off to Suey. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Good. You should appreciate that.
Cornelius Bennett, the one thing perhaps that he does better than anything else is that blinding speed from the backside pursuit. He runs a 4.45 at 232 pounds. I mean, that's almost unheard of. This man, one of the great impact linebackers in the NFL with unbelievable physical skills. And he walked in last year after holding out. Indianapolis couldn't sign him, came to Buffalo. They just plugged him into the defense, and away he went. He's been there doing a yeoman's job ever since.
He had 8.5 sacks in 8 games last year. It's 3rd and 11. Bruce Smith's gone in at right end. They got him in there for a pass rush. Man is fading. There's a deep pass. It should be covered. And it was covered just enough, and flag is down. They're going to call interference at Derek Burrows. Derek Burrows.
An official on the inside saw it as a penalty. The official on the outside felt that it was legal.
Pass interference against the defense. Ron Morris, they're all over him.
Pass interference.
Oh, he could get deep, that
First
Morris.
down.
This is the kind of pass that Jim McMahon wanted to throw today. You see Derek Burrows, he was late. He's late. He's making a call to the inside, and then Chicago shifted at the last instant his concentration, and both hands up, and you saw him bump the receiver just before the ball arrived.
34-yard pass play. Bills have hurt themselves with penalties, 4 for 50. The Bears only 1 for 5. Bears first down, Bill territory, the Bill 28. Hand to the air again. A little quickie over the middle, completes it to McKinnon. That's the 4th pass he's caught. Bennett and Bentley on the play. Dennis McKinnon, number 85. McMahon has not had a 200-yard passing game this year. He's well on the way now in the first half.
He certainly is. And McMahon is most dangerous, Kurt, when he has things within control of the game plan. In other words, when his running game is going and he's off as he is today in a fast start, then his extra skills, his ability to read the defense, his ability to create plays comes into play, and he's at his strength here so far in this ball game today.
And the front part of that ball must meet the yard. They were blocked out.
Just a bit short, couple of inches.
Reminder to our viewers that we'll be selecting the Budweiser most valuable player for today's game at the conclusion.
Kind of a throwaway down, and on second and very short like this, very often you'll see a team go ahead and take a pot shot at the end zone.
Second down, inches. Chicago and the Buffalo 18. In the eye. Sanders is the deep back. Suey is the up back. Suey gets the call. He has a first down and more as he rips to the 12-yard line of Buffalo. Taken down by Art Still. The 7-yard gain. And Chicago right now dominating the second period.
Matt Suey has lost a little bit of that burst inside, but he hasn't lost any of that native intelligence. He is a smart football player, good blocker, and knows how to get that yardage inside.
Bruce Smith comes back in. If you're wondering, did he get paid during his suspension?
No.
No, he lost $90,000.
About $85,000 to $90,000. 4 checks. Pretty heavy price to pay.
Spread backfield. First down, 12-yard line. The Bills, Chicago in possession. Deep block by McMahon. Look out. He's had his arm started forward. It's an incomplete forward pass.
Shane Conlon, 58, on the blitz. Conlon, one of those fine linebackers you talked about earlier, Kurt. And you'll see him blitzing from the blind side. Take it back. That's Talley, 56. Looked like 58, but it's Talley, 56, and that's the blind side blitz that is such a devastator to the quarterback. McMahon just flipping that ball out of there, but Talley just buried him on that play. The Bills have had trouble stopping opponents inside the 12-yard line or inside the 20-yard line. They've been there 12 times. They've scored 10 of the 12 times.
It's second down, 10. The Bears on the Bills 12.
Reverse.
Reverse coming around. Sanders was hit and dropped at the 10-yard line. And on him there is Kelso, the safety man, number 38. Darryl Talley also. 10-minute ticker, and the Eagles were behind 16-0. They now have 10. New England's ahead of Indianapolis. Cleveland leading Pittsburgh. 14-3 now. Seattle, the Giants and the Redskins. 10-9, a battle of field goals. 3-0 Green Bay. 3rd and 8. Bears on the Buffalo 10-yard line. The Bears ahead, 14-3, 7:55 to go in the half. They got 4 wide receivers spread out. McMahon in the shotgun. Flags are down. Buffalo may be offside, and a sack against McMahon. Everybody was moving along that line of scrimmage. That's Bruce Smith
saying he's got a face mask on that one, and McMahon continues to baffle Buffalo's defense with that snap count. They're listening instead of watching the football.
Buffalo offside again.
Defense, number 55. Offside.
Cornelius
5 yards, still 3rd down.
Second time of the day that Cornelius Bennett has been offsides. He can't let McMahon draw him off. You saw a little jump inside from one of the defensive linemen, Art Still, which actually triggered Bennett, who was looking at the football.
3rd and 3.
Gentry's back into the Chicago lineup. It's 3rd and 3. The Bears on the 5-yard line of Buffalo. The Bears already ahead 14-3.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. Chance to pick up the first down without getting a touchdown.
In the shotgun. McKinnon in motion. Flag is down. The pass is caught by McKinnon, but a flag is down.
There are 3 flags down.
Motion penalty against Chicago to wipe out the touchdown.
Well, and if all the officials agree, then that will move that ball back 5 yards, make it 3rd and long. Well, there's the mistake for Chicago, and you see McMahon's frustration as it will rob him of a touchdown. Jim Kelly knows what that feels like. He's had 3 touchdowns taken away from him inside the 20-yard line for the Bills.
Bears, by the way, have 13 rookies on their squad. That's the second highest in the National Football League. Tampa Bay has the most, 14 rookies.
Tampa Bay and Chicago. Now, that'll tell you something. The Bears talk about transition. Ditka certainly believing that he can win through that transition time. A lot of young people.
They're down and 8, and McMahon asked for a time. He didn't like to set it, maybe of his own club or the defense. So McMahon comes over to talk to his bench with the score.
Depended on United Airlines to get them to their most important meetings. United, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
On your path to success, reach for America's strongest financial helping hand, Citicorp and Citibank. More American families own their own homes and attend college with our help, and more get what they want with MasterCard and Visa cards from Citibank than from any other company. We also serve millions of customers in every major marketplace worldwide. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here.
The surprising Jets are soaring to new heights, but will they be grounded by Boomer Esiason and the undefeated Bengals?
Then John Elway tries to round the Broncos into championship form when they battle the San Francisco 49ers.
Before your team takes the field, catch NFL Live, only on NBC.
7 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the first half. Chicago leading Buffalo 14-3. Kurt Gowdy and Merlin Olsen from Soldier Field, 66,000 today on a 60-degree temperature.
Beautiful, beautiful football afternoon.
Third down, 8. Shotgun. McKinnon in motion. McMahon dancing around, starts to run, gets away. Look at that. He's at the 10. They'll take him on. He's short of the first down. He goes to the 4. They had him trapped back there, Merlin.
He's a fighter. We talked about it earlier. Both these quarterbacks will scrap you with everything they got, and McMahon, bad knee and all, he's just going to give it to you. Got away from what appeared to be a sure tackle at the line of scrimmage to pick up extra yardage, but not enough, obviously, for the first down. And Kevin Butler, who's been having some problems this year, as you can see, has missed 3 and made 2. Will try what is almost an extra point.
He's 2 out of 5. 22-yard attempt. Tom Zach is holding the reserve quarterback. Low snap, the kick is up, and he just got it through there.
Not good timing. Not good timing for the kicker.
So a timeout, and the Bears now increase their lead 17-3.
Find it at the heart of every truck we build. It's on the street and off the road. It's the new spirit of performance.
The top new spirit of Dodge.
The power of untapped, untouched potential. At GTE, we'll put that power in your hands with a new generation of precision materials. It's the power to make your products faster, stronger, more efficient. and to bring breakthrough ideas to life. We're giving it to others. We can give it to you. The power of a new manufacturing edge. Because at GTE, the power is on.
This is not the time to learn that all antifreezes aren't the same. What's in your radiator?
Come on, answer.
Each year, 9 out of 10 Americans who have their cars insured with Liberty Mutual stay insured with Liberty Mutual.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Memories of an Olympics, Tuesday.
Kevin Butler will kick off. Errol Tucker's on the goal line, flanked by Johnson and Harmon. The Bills have to go to work. They've fallen behind 17-3. It's another short kick. Tucker takes it on the 15 to the 20. Squirts away. Fights it. The little guy gets over the 30 to the 31. A 16-yard return. Morris Douglas, the defensive back, made the hit for Chicago.
Kurt, one of the problems that the Bills have had this year, Tim Vogler, starting right guard, went down earlier, and they had to move Wolford, who was starting at the left tackle, inside to take his place. Leonard Burton came into that outside critical left tackle position, and of course that has slowed the effectiveness of that offensive line somewhat. Vogler eligible to come off IR next week, but probably won't be ready that quickly. They're looking forward to getting him back into the lineup.
Kelly is only 4 out of 10 so far for 63 yards. They get to him, and they called it a sack. He got rid of the ball, but they had him under the grasp and control. Al Harris, the left end in there on him, number 90.
Al Harris, who had 2 sacks last week against Green Bay, playing in place of the injured Fridge, William Perry. And Harris, who spent most of his time at linebacker here in Chicago in the last few months, glad to be back in there playing on the defensive line and making his presence felt.
Second down, 19. Metzelar's, the tight end, is out. Pitch roll is in. And Buffalo just can't get going again. They've had 1 drive today, and that's been it. Kelly, look out from behind. They've got him. That's Richard Dent. Richard Dent, a premier sacker in the last 3 or 4 years of the National Football League.
Back-to-back sacks, and I just mentioned Leonard Burton, who plays that left tackle position, and of course his man one-on-one is Dent. There's no protection, no help for him, and Dent just blew by him. Back-to-back sacks with this defense, and Buffalo's offense is in reverse and heading in the wrong direction.
3rd and 28 for Buffalo. From their 13-yard line, the score 17-3 Chicago. 5 minutes to play in the half. Now the crowd, the home crowd, wants another sack. They don't get it this time. Pass incomplete to Chris Burkett, 85. Broken up by Vesty Jackson.
Yeah, number 24. Fine play.
Let's go to New York for a quick update.
In New England, someone has finally scored. The Pats' Bob Perryman with the 1-yard touchdown run up and over. 7-0 New England leads Indianapolis. That one is in the 2nd. Now back to Kurt and Merlin in Chicago.
Kidd will punt. McKinnon's the safety man. Not a very good kick, a low one. Spins around on the 50-yard line. Buffalo's not doing much right now in this first half. A punt of 37 yards. Levy doesn't like it. And the Bears have great operating position as they'll take over at midfield. They're leading 17-3, and their defenses come storming on as Kelly storms the sidelines.
Kelly is the kind of guy who'll go and grab hold of something over there. Let's look at what the Bears have been able to do possessions today. Look at that great field position to start with. 45, their own 45. At 24, only one time they've been backed up. And they have really taken charge here with a couple of quick TDs in the field goal.
First down. Brad Musker, the rookie from Stanford, the All-American's in there. McMahon's pass sails over the head of Dennis Gentry, number 29.
Gentry is complete.
Well, Jim Belushi happens to be a Bears fan. Here to celebrate with the Bears.
McKinnon is out. Ron Morris is in. That Morris has been dangerous today.
He has been dangerous. They like Wendell Davis, too, the other young wide receiver. They really feel like they have missed Willie Gault. They've missed what Gault did for them, stretching the defenses deep, but they think these two youngsters are going to grow into that responsibility.
They had a good draft for drafting for the low. Tail end of the first-round draft. Here's Neil Anderson. They haul him down.
That's that speed.
Bennett.
They talk about speed killing, and Bennett showing you why everyone wanted to get a hold of him when he was at Alabama. The second man drafted in last year's draft. He just ran Anderson down from behind.
From their own 47.
Well, when does a fast running back look slow? Watch this play.
Oh, he can go, can he?
Nowhere to go.
Third down, 13. There's Bennett. Second tackle for a loss today on running backs. Bears ahead, 17-3. 3:57 to go in the half. Out of the shotgun on third down and long. McMahon to Anderson. Anderson is dropped at the 50. They only picked up 3. Wait. Leonard Smith tackled him, number 46. And now it's 4th and 10, and the Bears will be going in punt formation.
Well, finally, once again, the Bills defense able to get their job done.
10-minute ticker again. A lot of 1 o'clock games in the NFL.
Harold Tucker.
Tampa Bay has finally gone ahead of Green Bay. Ryan Wagner. Harold Tucker, the safety man. He had a phenomenal record of Utah his senior year. This is a bad kick. He shanked this one.
Boy, that's only going to be about a 15-yard kick.
Out of bounds around the Buffalo 30. This telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Chicago Bears and the National Football League is prohibited. The game is a property of the NFL, the Buffalo Bills, and the Chicago Bears, all rights reserved.
15 yards on that punt by Brian Wagner. John Kidd had a 21-yarder earlier. The wind's treacherous here in this stadium, but I don't think those kicks were bad because of the winds.
We haven't seen exactly phenomenal kicking today. Thurman Thomas back in, a shotgun to Kelly. Kelly's pass is dropped at the 40-yard line, and that's Ronnie Harmon coming out of the backfield. Kelly looks over there as if to say, can we do anything right today on offense?
Kelly is missing Rob Riddick, who usually comes in those situations, as Kelly is able to go to him in critical third down plays. But today, Ronnie Harmon is the guy, and Harmon on that particular play just took his eyes off the football, started thinking downfield before he tucked it away.
Second down, 10. The Bills on their 35, trailing 17-3. There's Andre Reed skipping out of bounds on the 43 of Chicago. Perfect pass that time by Kelly. Morris Douglas couldn't quite get to Reed. A 22-yard pass play.
And that'll give you an idea of why they like Jim Kelly. Kelly is looking left all the way on this play, and finally, quickly spots Reed just out of the corner of his eye and has the arm strength to deliver that pass all the way across the field to a tightly covered Reed. Andre Reed tucks it away. You can see how important he is to this attack, although he does not have a touchdown yet on the season.
First down.
Oh, could be a bump.
That's broken up by Dave Durson on Chris Burkett. No interference. They're letting him go more in the secondary this year, Merlin.
They are. They're letting the defenders get some incidental contact, but they're not supposed to disrupt the movement of the receiver. And Burkett angry about that one because he really felt that he'd been knocked out of his pattern right at the last minute. And certainly looked that way to me from up here.
Clock stops, 2:46 to go in the half, 17-3 Chicago. Bills need a score right now. They have a slot left formation and a shotgun. Kelly out, and that one is dropped by Thurman Thomas. That's 4 drops on Kelly today.
Not much a quarterback can do to get the ball into the hands of a receiver more comfortably than that. And one of the things that Kelly has to do in this situation is just put that behind him. You can't get a lot of benefit from the plays that go wrong. The only important play is the one you're running right now. You sense the frustration of this man. He's saying, hey, let's put it together, for heaven's sake. 3rd and 10.
That's right, and they're on the Chicago 43. Kelly may be calling an audible here. They give him protection. There's a pass. That's intercepted. Up for the ball is Tate. Nickel back in there. David Tate came up with it, 49. Intended for Burkett, and the Bears stopped the Bills here late in the second quarter. Tate is from Colorado. He's a rookie.
Bears tucking extra backs in on the field, and this ball overthrown right into the waiting hands of the defender. There you see it, right over the top of the intended receiver, who takes a rude blow. And there's David Tate. That looked like a pass to him all the way, and Kelly, as you saw, just saying, what have I got to do? It's not our day, but they got to pick it up and suck it up and put it together. Responsibility, I think, right now on the Buffalo defense. They need to make a big play, get things turned around a little bit.
First down, the Bears on their 42-yard line. They're ahead 17-3. Here's a reverse off Gentry. Gentry's running wide. He's at the 40, the 45, the 50, 45, 40, 30, 25, 20. He's gone. He'll go 58 yards for the touchdown on a double reverse. A great block that time by Keith Van Horn, the right tackle.
When you catch a defense so eager to make a big play, they sometimes get in trouble. Cornelius Bennett, 55, the man who had responsibility for the backside, and he let him go. They wanted to make the big play so badly, they were vulnerable to the misdirection.
McMahon knocked Bennett down. A great block by Jim McMahon has sprung him. Give the quarterback credit. Well, we're talking about 2 tough physical quarterbacks. You saw what McMahon did. He just took the dive and knocked the linebacker off his feet. That's a great block by McMahon. Watch it now.
He said that McMahon was a fighter. He'll do anything he can to help his team. Watch the play again. It's number 55, Bennett. McMahon lets him get inside, and then just enough of a bump, and Bennett had a hand on Gentry, but not enough to pull him down. There's another great block downfield. Let's see where it is. Down further, that's Thornton. James Thornton, number 80, who shields the last possible tackler and allows Gentry to run untouched into the end zone.
That Thornton is a Hulk, a rookie. He's got a chance to be some. They say he's the best blocking tight end since a man named Mike Ditka used to operate out of that position here.
Oh, I saw him take on Smirlis a little while ago. Smirlis at nose tackle is 295 pounds. Thornton picked him up and threw him down.
Well, the Bears look like the 85 Super Bowl Bears here in the first half. They're ahead 24-3. This is coming to Harmon. And he goes down on his 27. There's the man that just ran that reverse. 58 yards for a touchdown. His quarterback helps bring him.
The Bears scoring drive. One play, 58 yards, just 15 seconds.
next play, after this next play, we'll have the 2-minute warning. The Chicago Bears are #1 in rushing offense in the NFL. And they picked up 58 big ones there. Out of the shotgun, the pass complete to Andre Reed at the 35. The whistle blows, a 2-minute warning. After that 8-yard gain, Morris Douglas made the hit. 10-minute ticker. The Eagles came back 16-0. They were behind. They're ahead now. And there's the rest of it. Cleveland was behind. Green Bay's tied them. Giants, and that's it. So we'll be back with the score, 24-3 Chicago.
Dodge salutes those who strive for victory with this edition of The Winners.
When the game was on the line, I just dearly loved it. I just loved the big game.
Terry Bradshaw's romance with victory has been well documented. With 4 Super Bowl victories, Bradshaw created a reputation as the best quarterback in the biggest games. Perhaps the best athlete ever to play the position, Terry Bradshaw's talents and perseverance combined to make him a winner.
You can ride with the wind when you're one with the road. You can feel every move. You're in control. It's the new spirit. Gotta be the spirit of Dodge. Spirit. The new spirit of Dodge. The new spirit of Dodge.
Don't win nothing for practice. Don't win nothing if you don't. All right, let's have it.
After a long day of hard knocks.
That's right.
Sure. Head for the beer that goes down the mountain stream. Boy.
Here, this one don't buck so hard.
Head for the mountains of Bush beer.
It's the UFO mystery that defies explanation.
These are reliable witnesses, teachers, doctors.
You'll see the pictures, the proof on Unsolved Mysteries, premiering Wednesday.
35.
Second down, 2. Buffalo under 35. We're in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Chicago ahead 24-3. Four receivers spread out. Got rid of it. That's Andre Reed. Or check it, that's Ronnie Harmon, 33 and 83. I like that son hitting those numbers. 11 yards, and it's a first down.
Kelly feeling the heat on that last play as you get a chance to watch the quick go to the line, and Kelly has the ball again.
Flags are down. I think the Bears are offside. And they get it out to Ronnie Harmon once more. The whistle blows to stop the clock. 1:33, an 8-yard gain. Looked like to me the Bears were offside on the far right side. Like Dent was offside.
One of the reasons they're having such great success today is they're running stunts. Watch Hampton drive here and Dent come all the way inside, and Dent is going to keep driving until he gets his hands on the quarterback. Those two run that stunt about as well as anybody in the league. Right there, actually it's Hampton, but you see the pressure on Kelly. He has had that kind of heat from the Bears all day long.
Bills on the Bears 46. Call that a catch at the 36.
Chris Burkett, number 85, right on the sideline. And Kurt, this for a defensive lineman, this is the best part of the game. You're way up on the scoreboard. You know they're going to throw the football. You forget about the run, and you just attack the quarterback.
And that's what they're doing. And he's under control. That's a sack. Van Hampton, 4th sack in the game for the Bears, who had 9 coming into this game. The Rams lead the league with 23.
Hampton just exploding. He says his knees have not felt better since '84, and boy, he is playing some fine football here today.
incomplete. Inside the 35-yard line, they get it to Andre Reed.
Dent all over the quarterback. He still gets the completion. So far, we've had sacks from Duerson, Harris, Dent, and Hampton. And Kelly has been on his back a lot of times besides that.
3rd and 8. Just broken up at the 25-yard line by Douglas. A flag is down. That's Douglas. That stops the clock. 52 seconds to go in the half with the Bears ahead 24-3.
Penalty against the Bears defense.
Defense, number 95.
Side. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
That's Dent with anticipation again going offsides. Hampton is out.
Dick Shapura, 94. Dent, one of those players, and Ditka rails on him occasionally because Ditka feels that he could be so much greater if he were more dedicated to the game. But the Super Bowl most valuable player back in Super Bowl 20, I'll tell you, he's a nightmare for an offensive tackle.
3rd down and 2. Quick one. Incomplete to Tremaine Johnson crossing over the middle. He said, I was interfered with. Mike Richardson was on him. And now the Bears will have to go for it on 4th and 2.
Teams feel like, and Kelly felt like going into this game, that they could pick on those Bears corners. You can't do it if you don't have time.
Bills take timeout. They have 2 left. Score 24-3 Chicago.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Yesterday, when George Tucker left the Allstate Claim Center across the street, he figured the only thing that'd bring him back was the pie he'd discovered. Unfortunately, the long, hot drive home exposed other minor damage that had gone undetected. Just the kind of thing Allstate Hidden Damage Protection insures him against. So today, Allstate gave George another check and a great new excuse for more pie. Allstate Hidden Damage Protection, another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
41 seconds remaining in the first half. The Bears on top 24-3. The Bills have a 4th down.
I think there's a little hat on that one. I believe we got 47, Kurt.
47? It is 47.
47 seconds, but not a great deal of time. And, of course, a critical 4th down. And they're going to try and get 3. They got Mr. Dependable in there. He had 5 for 5 last week. He's got what now? 13
in a row. He's going for his 14th in a row. This is a 47-yard attempt. And this one is up. It is no good. His streak is broken. That one faded to the left on him, and the 13 field goals in a row is snapped.
Plenty of distance. That ball, as it so often does, just hooking to the left. And the right-footed kicker tends to pull it that way. But he has done a great job. He's done all they could have asked of him during the early part of this season. Right now, it's the Bills' offense that needs to shoulder their share of the load.
Well, Norwood won a couple of games with his leg for him.
He sure has. He sure has.
And Kelly's got to go in there with that club. There's Kelly's stats, 10 out of 21, 135 yards. They've got to regroup that offense and see what they can do to get some points. High formation, 42 seconds remaining. And to Anderson stopped at the 32.
When we talked to Mike Ditka yesterday, Ditka said that the thing that concerned him most was that this Bear team had not shown the kind of consistency that they need if they're going to be a championship team. He jokingly talked a couple of weeks ago after that loss to the Vikings. He said, well, obviously, we're just going to have to play for that wild card spot. Well, don't be fooled by that. Ditka and the Bears showing today that they are by no means out of that Central Division race.
You know, he was a big player in his day. He looked small against some of these modern players.
Well, I tell you, he was tough, too. He blocked down on me more than once, and I remember that part of it well.
There's the end of the first half at Soldier Field. Jim Kelly going in with his teammates, Marv Levy, the Bills coach, and they've had it put to them in the first half with the Bears ahead 24-3. Couple of trick plays by the Bears. McMahon had a good passing first half. We'll tell you more about it later. So the score at halftime is Chicago 24,
you're on his back all day. And he ends up on his back. Durison, Hampton, all over Kelly. He's been sacked 4 times here in the first half. Another sack by Al Harris, finished off in there by Dent, and finally a solo from Dent from the outside. But that's the kind of relentless pressure that has created havoc for the Bills offense. They've also had 4 passes dropped. Turnovers. Kelly has thrown 1 interception on the day. McMahon's numbers impressive, 9 for 13. The rushing yardage deceptive, 96 yards on quite a few carries. If you take the 1 long run of 58 yards out of there by Gentry, you end up with a very low number. I think it's 28 yards and 16 carries, less than 2 yards a carry. But that big one went for a touchdown.
Time of possession, the Bears hold the edge, and they're in the top 3 of the National Football League in holding onto the ball. Chicago, a 4-yard pass to the tight end Moorhead. Buffalo had a 28-yard field goal. That was in the first quarter. Then a 63-yard pass to Ron Morris from McMahon, a 22-yard field goal by Butler, and the reverse of 58 yards to the wide receiver Gentry, and that's the way the scoring went. The Bills on 3rd down attempts 0 for 7 to convert in the first down, and their season average is 38% successful, Merlin.
No question about that, and this has not been a good first half for the Buffalo Bills. They come in here knowing that they still need to improve a great deal, and Marv Levy's
deep at the goal line. Sanders is 20, Gentry's 29. Norwood will kick it off. The wind at the back of Buffalo. The kick is coming. Sanders is going to down it in the end zone to touchback. And the Bears have a first down on their 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at their 20.
McMahon coming out. We said he hasn't had a 200-yard passing game this year, but he's had 144 in the first half. Now, the Bears have not scored a point in the 3rd quarter this season. Last season, they averaged only 4 points a game in the 3rd quarter. That 3rd quarter has been their jinx period. Let's see what they do here. They don't do any points, and Buffalo come up with a touchdown and see if they can get back in there. Neil Anderson and Matt Suey are the backs. In the pro set. Spinning in motion. Tailback. And that's Ray Bentley making the hit, along with Bruce Smith, who's in there.
George Smirlis also there, and Smirlis, who's had so many great years for the Buffalo Bills, many of those years on teams that were not very strong. Fred Smirlis, I said George, that's not right, obviously. Smirlis, one of those wonders to last as long as he has as a nose tackle. Imagine the number of times that people have cracked on those legs.
2nd down, 9. The Bears on their 21. And the throw down the middle. What is it? Is it complete? Did he hang on long enough?
He had it. He had it.
That's Stewie, the fullback.
Dangerous, though. You bobble that football that way, you're offering the opportunity for someone to take your head off and take the ball with it. Stewie, just glad he got out of that one without fumbling. Stewie in motion, quickly will dodge up into the line, 26. Now watch him as he bobbles this football. Bingo, bounce, bounce, bounce. Boy, I'll tell you, you don't get away with that very often. Usually somebody nails you right in the middle of one of those bounces and the ball goes flying along with your helmet.
Wendell Davis, the rookie, spread out to the left. 2 receivers wide to the right. 3rd and 4 for the Bears. That's Morris coming in motion. The Bears are on the 26 shotgun. McMahon under the gun, and the pass is complete for the first down. And he hits Dennis Gentry, number 29. Wayne Davis, the cornerback, on him.
Fred Smirlis finally getting a little heat back there, along with, I believe that's Smith, who finally got in there with him. No, that's Talley. No, it is Smith, 78 Smith. Smith, deceptive, 285 pounds, does not look to carry that much weight.
Bears are 3 out of 6 now on 3rd down efficiency. They're on their 34 with a first down. They're leading 24-3 early in the 3rd quarter. intercepted by
Bruce Smith,
the end.
Lineman's dream to be able to suck the football up in a situation like that and head the other way. He's got fine speed for a big man. Dropping off from his right defensive end position. You'll see that ball right in his hands. McMahon under heat from Darrell Talley, 56, just tried to throw that away. Very alert reaction from Smith.
Well, I don't know what he did when he was out on his suspension. They said he did a running program, and they sent some weights over to him after about 10 days. It looks amazing today. That pass is to the tight end Thornton, and Thornton is hauled down just short of his 40 by Cornelius Bennett.
If you want to know what the real difference is between the success ratio of these two teams today, it's the time that McMahon has had to throw. He's had some pressure, but not nearly as much as Kelly. Let's give some credit to that offensive line. And, of course, they're operating without Jimbo Covert, who's had back problems, went on IR just before the Green Bay game because he tried to come back too quickly. Wojciechowski, who has stepped in for him, has done a fine job. And that's a battle today between some crafty work by a young defensive tackle or offensive tackle against a bull of the defensive end in Bruce Smith.
3rd and 5. There's from the 40, and that is to McKinnon. He has the first down. Mark Kelso running alongside had to tackle him. Again, the Bears had a 3rd down play.
Bears have been hot on 3rd downs, and you mentioned the stat earlier that's killed Buffalo. They have yet to convert on a 3rd down, and McMahon has things going his way. He really is in control today, far and away his best game of the season, although the Bears really have only been hopped on once by the Vikings. By the way, the first win for this Buffalo Bill team was against the Minnesota Vikings. So for those of you who are saying, well, who have they beaten to be undefeated? Check the record.
They beat a good team.
You
First
bet.
down. Bears on the 50-yard line. Bears ahead, 24-3. 10:52 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And they run the ball. Neil Anderson picks up about 3. He ran into Mark Kelso and Ray Bentley, safety and linebacker combined. Kelso is one of the better free safeties in the National Football League. A hitter and an interceptor.
Buffalo, 47.
Chicago on the Buffalo 47. 2nd down, 7. They're coming up in the eye. Shuey and Anderson behind McMahon. McMahon from behind, look out. He goes to the 45 and goes down. He doesn't just fly away the way he used to 2 or 3, 4 years ago. He's trying to protect himself more.
He used to have total disregard for his health. And I think he's had enough operations now and enough conversations with Mike Ditka that occasionally he will take regard for his body. He's still not afraid to run. Gets away from Talley, 56 here. But watch him. He realizes that the wiser thing to do at that point, as Fred Smerlas closes in on him, is to put those feet into a baseball slide and save the hit.
It is 3rd down and 5. Chicago on the Buffalo 45. Chicago ahead, 24-3. 3rd quarter. Shotgun, they hand the ball off.
Big gainer. First down.
And they've got a 1st down once again. Look out here. That's Gentry. Flags drop. They've used Gentry on a 58-yard scoring reverse. They used him that side on that inside handoff. 6-yard gain.
Dan Hampton off the sideline says, hey, you can't take shots at a wide receiver like that. We'll send some of the big guys out. Gentry may have been caught for retaliation there. There was some pushing and shoving. Let's let the officials sort it out.
Offense number 29. Personal foul. Throwing the ball in the face. Still 3rd down.
Hampton is saying he was the guy that was messed with in that play. We'll show it to you. And Ditka is furious on the sideline. Let's watch the play. Talley, number 56, will end up with, no, that's Shane Conlon. 58 has a hold of him, doesn't let go of him. stacks him up. The bump there by Bennett, number 55. And here, ball thrown to the face, and that's what drew the penalty right there.
The Bear fans are unhappy. So this is the first time Ditka's showing any emotion today. He's been like he's at a cricket match.
Well, everything has been going his way, and obviously he is extremely pleased, but he is furious with that call because he said, hey, you can't hold the receiver up like that and come in and slam him. What do you expect him to do? Say, thanks for hitting me in the head? He's right about that in a way, and yet you can't make the dumb move that Gentry made by throwing the football and retaliating.
On the 46-yard line of the Bears.
Ditka better be careful. He may get a 15-yarder on the sideline.
It's third down. 14 to go. Chicago ahead in the game, 24-3. McMahon with a snap. Swing pass. That's Gentry again. Another first down. They've got it. Gentry picked up some big third down plays.
And Gentry, who was just charged with the 15-yard penalty, says, hey, you want to stick it in my ear? I'm going to take it right back down your throat.
That was quite a call, wasn't it?
That was a
right back with
call. You want to see a man run with determination? Watch Dennis Gentry. First and 10.
Glenn Kozlowski from Brigham Young comes in, a first-year player, was hurt last year, and he replaces Dennis McKinnon.
Kozlowski, the kind of guy that most teams had cut, except he's hard to get out of the lineup. He just keeps making big plays for you.
Chicago on the Buffalo 40, first down. Their first down off third down play. Ooh, Art Still did a damaged job that time, number 72, as he hits.
Still has found new life in a Bill uniform, traded after so many years with the Kansas City Chiefs. Actually, 3 ex-Chiefs on this Buffalo Bill defense. Scott Radisick, who's been in and out of the starting lineup at linebacker, and Sherman Cocroft, a defensive back.
Looks like Conlon's limping off the field.
Shane Conlon, that's not good news at all. Conlon, a dominant inside linebacker.
The Eagles have gone ahead now. Houston had a 16-0 lead. Indianapolis has come back to tie New England. Pittsburgh squeezes ahead of the Browns. Seattle moving on, so are the Giants. And Green Bay and Tampa Bay tie. 11th play of this drive for the Bears. They have a 2nd and 10. Ron Morris is in the game. That's the tight end Thornton in motion. Here's the pitch. Here comes the reverse again. And that's to the Davis, and he's out of bounds. Wendell Davis, an All-American at LSU. Number 82, taken down by Darryl Talley. Well, they're trying a little bit of everything in this game, Merlin.
Well, I think they're counting on it. If you can't attack the weakness of a defense, very often you can hurt them by taking advantage of their strength. Against a defense that pursues very quickly, sometimes you can sucker them a little bit, just like you'd sucker a defensive tackle by showing him one thing and giving him something else.
It is third down. Garner is in, linebacker. Davis, Gray is down in the safety. Third down and 7 from the Bills 37. McKinnon in motion. McMahon fires. It's complete. A first down. Spinning inside the 25 is McKinnon. And McMahon was decked but got the ball loose. And Wayne Davis made the hit on the receiver. 15-yard gain. The 4th successful third down conversion in this half.
Dennis McKinnon is going to come in motion. You see they're forcing those defensive backs to make adjustments at the line of scrimmage. And if you don't get a bump, and right there was no bump on the line of scrimmage, as Leonard Smith, trying to cover there, is absolutely beaten on the play by Dennis McKinnon.
Leon Seals replaces Bruce Smith at right end. The Bears have had this ball in this entire quarter. The Bills haven't touched the ball yet, and they're 6:09 to go in the quarter. McMahon.
First sack? No, they're not going to call it.
Well, they say he wasn't
interception, though.
Interception.
I don't think they called a sack. I believe they're going to give the Bills the first turnover of the day, the interception, and they're going to have an opportunity after Chicago seemed to be so dominant again here in the third quarter of this ball game.
So timeout with the score, Chicago 24 and Buffalo 3. Buffalo's ball on their 19. First time they've had the ball in this quarter. The Bears had it for 8 minutes and 59 seconds. Kelly coming out of the pocket. And he goes down. He gets 3 or 4 yards. What a defense the Bears offense had.
Certainly. Let's go back and take a quick peek at that play. A lot of Bear fans felt that this play should have been blown dead. As you see, Still get one hand, but he does not yet have control of McMahon, or at least that's the decision of the officials. And Bentley did a great job of just diving for that football. Number 50, watch him here as he just dives and scoops that one right off the foot tops.
2nd down, 6.
Good
It's
pass.
to Reed. Reed has the ball on the 28-yard line where Mike Richardson made the stop.
That's the kind of short passes that Buffalo has thrown successfully all during the early part of this season, but that's not what they need right at this moment. They need some home runs. They need some touchdowns, Kurt.
They've had a short passing game all year.
And we showed you that stat that's very telling, that this Buffalo offense only 4 touchdowns on the year, 2 by rushing and 2 by passing. That's an average of 1 a game. They picked one up off special teams. They've had to rely early on the performance of their defense.
Pitch roll is in. Ronnie Harmon's in. It's 3rd down, 1 to go. Crashing there goes a flag down. Jamie Mueller hitting up the middle.
Ball carrier. There's a flag on the play.
Better throw into that mix the kicking of Scott Norwood, too, who's been their best offensive weapon.
Here's this wind is picked up.
Offense, number 67, holding.
We've got a call against the center, Kent Hull. They had 5 penalties in the first half, Buffalo. Now that's 6. The Bears have had 3. And that's 65 yards the Bills have been penalized. So back they go to their 18-yard line. Todd Crum and David Tate go into the secondary for the Bears on 3rd and 11.
Shame we only get to recognize that offensive center for holding. Hall, a fine center, deserves better than that. Good
That's
pass.
Andre Reed. He's got a 1st down. He plows ahead to his 37. And that's the first 3rd down conversion the Buffalo Bills have made today.
First one of the day, and perhaps an omen. A little bit of relief as the ball now out to a territory where you can afford to gamble a little bit more. Reed, the prime receiver and the key man. This is the guy that Jim Kelly wants to go to in a critical situation. Good hands, good pattern. But he would be better off if they could find that speed receiver, somebody to stretch a defense a little bit. Buffalo without that key ingredient offensively.
Leads to the left, but catch to the right. 1st down, Buffalo. And there's the pattern.
Great.
Oh, he held on to that. Andre Reed has just caught his 7th ball of the game.
And Misty Jackson can't believe it, Bert.
Oh, he was all over him.
Watch the hit right as the ball arrives. Number 24, Jackson plays this well. And it's amazing that Reed was able to keep his concentration and hang on to that football. That's a super play.
29 yards. That is 7 catches for 98 yards for Andre Reed. 1st down, Buffalo. Little shorty, out it goes into the 25, and that's a tight end. Metzelaars plowing his way to the 23-yard line where he was hit by Ron Rivera, the Chicago linebacker.
You gotta like Pete Metzelaars. Caught that ball at about 7 yards, and he wasn't going to get anybody to stop him, as he simply said, I'm going to pick up the 1st down by myself, and he did it.
Bill Drive started on their 19. They were actually penalized back inside their 10, and now they're on the Chicago 23. And they've got a score here. They're 2:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. The score 24-3 Chicago. Lobs it. He's open, but he's over his head. Jim Kelly.
Tremaine Johnson, number 86, the intended receiver on that bomb from Kelly. And one long pass here in this drive, but that one goes awry. But again, even when a pass like that is off the mark, I think it's still important to throw those kinds of passes. Otherwise, defenders begin to sit on the short routes, and you can't get anything going in the passing game.
2nd and 10. There's Kelly's stats. Short a yard at 200.
Still no TD passes on the day. Kelly needs to improve that area.
A crossing pattern. No flag down. That's just an incomplete forward pass. That's Andre Reed, who was hit by Mike Richardson, the cornerback.
Going to the well once too often. They're double covering Reed. They know who the prime receiver is. All over him on that play. Very, very tight coverage. Kelly with more time to pass on this drive, but look at the coverage right there by Richardson, who wasn't fooled on the break and was right on top of Andre Reed.
3rd down, 10 to go.
Shotgun.
Buffalo on the Bear 23.
Oh no, Kelly blew that one.
Kelly started to back up.
Kelly started to back up.
Devlin.
Well, Devlin, I think, saw Kelly backing up out of the corner of his eye and figured that that was the snap and he should go too.
Offense, false start. Number 12, the quarterback. Still be 3rd down.
And the Bills have been making those mistakes on penalties. That's their 7th today.
That will not please their head coach. His approach to this game is not to beat yourselves, and unfortunately, the errors made by this Buffalo Bill team today have really made it difficult for them to win. Not that the Bears have not played well, because they have.
Yet the Bills have made only one turnover, so has the Bears. 3rd and 15. That is caught by Burkett. Burkett fumbles the ball. I think he's down. He's already down inside the 15. It's a completed forward pass.
It's going to be 4th and short.
4th and 2.
And Marv Levy is going to have to make a decision as to whether he can afford to try the field goal. I think he's got to go for the touchdown here.
I agree with you. There's Burkett. Now he's down. He's knee hit, and then the ball pops loose.
Good call by the officials on the spot, and I believe Levy has agreed that there doesn't make any sense to try and kick a field goal here when you're down by a score of 24-3 and you haven't had any more opportunities to get down into Bear territory than Buffalo has had. You better take the good shot while you got it.
They have 4th and a yard, and they're in the shotgun. They're going to throw with 4th and a yard. Let's see.
Well, he can still run out of this formation, and Kelly, who was going to call timeout.
Timeout.
Yeah.
Kelly got his timeout in before the Bears charged across, so the score remains the Bears 24 and the Bills 3. After Buffalo's timeout, when we resume, it's 4th and 1 Buffalo on the 15-yard line of Chicago.
Let's see if they come out in that shotgun again with a yard to go. It would seem to me you'd want to be in a T formation so that you force the defense to at least honor the run. But Buffalo, and I think by Kelly's choice, Marcia Broda calls shotgun again. But they're running. No way.
That's Harmon. And they've got him for a huge loss. That's Mike Singletary, the defensive captain and the leader on defense for the Bears, all pro.
You can run out of the shotgun, Kurt, but you don't have nearly as much deception, and the timing is critical. The timing on that play, badly handled, and it backfired.
All right, a timeout again with a score 24-3 Chicago. Bears are on their 38-yard line. Look at that rushing yardage for Buffalo. That's net yard. 38, 1st down, closing seconds of the 3rd quarter. Bears ahead by 21. Flag goes down. McMahon sets the screen up. Comes to Suey. Suey's dropped from behind at his 41 by Leon Seals, who's gone back in at right end, replacing Bruce Smith. Flag is down, as we said, as the play unfolded.
Very late flag going down on the far side of the field.
That's some statistics. 0 net yards.
Well, they had 24. They lost it in a hurry, and that play just backfired on them. You've got to sympathize for Buffalo's coaches who are trying to get something going, and nothing seems to be working today. And let's give some credit to Chicago's
91
defense.
Offside defense. We got defense 97. Illegal use of the hands to the face, which is a 5-yard penalty and a first down.
Well, and when it rains, it pours. Jeff Wright called for the penalty there. Let's go back and give you a peek at that play that cost Buffalo all it had gained on the ground for the day. As Harmon realizes there's no chance out there. Harris is there, Sean Gale is there, and old reliable number 50, Mike Singletary, the man who finally makes the tackle. There's Singletary. Losing a little bit of speed, but boy, I tell you, you won't find a smarter linebacker anywhere in football.
1st and 5 for the Bears from their 43. Neil Anderson trying to get outside, and they ripped him down at the 46. There were 2 penalties in that last play against the Bills. One for offside, and the other was on Scott Radisek for holding. So
the Bears, 46. That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter, and again, the Bears failed to score in the 3rd quarter this year, but they had the ball most of the quarter, and they're leading 24-3. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Critics call it one of the season's new hits.
We could all use a good laugh.
A funny show with a strong cast.
It was kismet.
Dear John, premiering Thursday.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
The #1 quality car built in America is not a Ford. It's a Chevrolet. According to J.D. Powers, Chevy Nova is the best built car in America ahead of Honda, Nissan, Mazda, and most definitely Ford. And now, with $600 cash back, the Chevy Nova is not only a great car, but a great buy at your good neighbor Chevy dealer.
Okay, Alex will now do his famous dog impersonations. Grab a stroll light and relax. Ready, Alex? All right, who's this?
Rin Tin Tin.
That great.
Look at this. Look at this. Trim, my 3 sons.
Right. Yeah. This is my favorite.
Benji.
Oh, I don't know how he does it.
It's amazing.
Stroh-Lite, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Who's that supposed to be?
Beats me.
Watch Ed Kilgore on News Center 2 Sports.
Kurt Gowdy and Merlin Olsen heading into the 4th quarter at Soldier Field, Chicago. Bears leading 24-3. 2nd down and 5. The Bears from their 46. McMahon wide open, and down goes number 85, Dennis McKinnon, with Derek Burrows on top of him. McKinnon's been, by the number of catches, the leading receiver in this game.
McMahon loves McKinnon. Sure hands, good patterns, but I'll tell you who else he loves, those offensive linemen. Wojciechowski, Bortz, Hilgenberg, Thayer, Van Horn. They have given him all kinds of time to throw the football this afternoon. And McMahon, I'm sure, will buy him a beer afterwards if they want 1 or 6 or 10 or whatever.
First down, Chicago, Bills 41. There goes Anderson straight ahead, and he runs into, that's Brad Mustard just came in. They checked him into the lineup, number 25, and he's hit there by Hal Garner.
Even though you see a huge disparity rushing, 58 of those 107 yards off that one play by Gentry, so the Bears have not burned it up with the rushing game today, but McMahon over 200 yards on the passing game. Now the advantage very largely on control of the game because of the 3rd quarter on the Bears side of the field.
For the Bears. He hits his pattern right inside the 25, and that is Dennis Gentry. He's been active all over the field this afternoon, he and McKinnon. McKinnon has 7 catches for 97 yards. Gentry's run a reverse, 58 yards for a touchdown, caught a couple other key plays. And the Bears have another first down.
Well, you can see why it's hard for those young receivers, Davis and Morris, to get into this lineup with McKinnon and Gentry making the kinds of plays that they are making.
Bears get the Raiders' #1 pick next year when they traded Willie Gault. We told you that McMahon hadn't gone 200 yards. Now he has. See, that last pass he threw was a sidearm pass. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's not in a beauty contest down there.
There's Bennett, fumble, and the Bills may have it.
Maybe it depends on when that ball popped loose, and indeed, the Bills have another turnover on the day. Their second of the day. They got an interception earlier on this play. Looked like the ball popped loose after the hit. Right there, Cornelius Bennett stripping the ball away from the backside. That quickness paying dividends again.
Sanders let it go. We'll be back with a score. The Bears 24, the Bills 3.
But watch Cornelius Bennett coming from the backside here. He's going to strip that football. You'll see his hands going around Thomas Sanders right here, reaches in, bounces that football away, and you see the ball popping loose right there.
Buffalo takes over on the 24-yard line, first down. They haven't scored a touchdown yet. Low pass to Kelly in the shotgun, and that is incomplete to Burkett. Sean Gale covering Chris Burkett.
Coverage to Sean Gale.
Second down, 10. Buffalo's passing on nearly every play now. There's Cornelius Bennett.
Talk about his grade school days. He wanted to play Little League football, and they said, "You're too big and mean. You'll hurt the other kids. You can't play." He's still bouncing a few people around.
Old school Alabama had a great comeback to beat Kentucky yesterday. On second down,
look out.
Screen, that's incomplete. Ron Harmon, he was very successful on those screens against Pittsburgh last week. But there was all kinds of things going wrong in setting up the screen. Now the Eagles have extended their lead in the 10-minute ticker.
Kurt, Pittsburgh got bad news. Bobby Brewster out of there with a dislocated finger. Steve Bono has gone in his place.
Yeah, Brewster has been playing well. Cleveland's gone over Pittsburgh now. Seattle ahead. Redskins have come back to make it a tight one, and Green Bay leading Tampa Bay 17-10.
And I believe Buffalo has only converted on 1 third-down situation all day. Kelly needs another one. No way.
And that is Richard Dent. That's his second sack of the game, and he's 5th for the season.
We talked about the injury to Vogler that forced them to move that starting tackle, Will Wolford, inside. That means that you put an inexperienced man, Burton, out there on one of the best rushers in the game of football. And there he is again, Richard Dent, number 95.
On formation, James Kidd kicking against the wind. McKinnon's on his own 45, a low snap.
Ooh.
He got out of
There's
the way.
The flag.
Flag is down. You're going to have running into the kicker on this one. The fair catch called for by McKinnon on his 45. But they ran into the kicker.
That's Lemuel Stinson, number 32. And if you get in there, you better touch that football. Stinson, who was in it, looked in plenty of time because of the bad snap to get a shot at the ball itself, was hesitant. John Kidd got the ball away, took the shot from Stinson, and the flag goes down.
Well, there are really two running into the roughing the kickers. One is running into him, and the other is roughing him.
I think what's going on here, if that ball hit the ground, the kicker loses his protection.
That's right, once the ball hits the ground.
Now, did that ball skip off the ground? Maybe we can take a peek at it and see.
Everything's off if it hits the ground. They can come in there and do anything they want to it.
Well, aside from
number 32, running into the kicker, decline, first down.
Decline? I don't think that's right. Let's see if that ball hits the ground here.
No.
It doesn't hit the ground.
We have a series.
Well, we'll over there talking to the official, and we'll be back and sort this out for you with a score: the Bears 24 and the Bills 3.
Indianapolis.
For running into the kicker, not roughing the kicker, would not have given Buffalo a first down, so they did in fact decline it, feeling that they had gotten a pretty good kick out of the situation.
Bears from the 45, a swing pass incomplete. Man firing the ball out. Neil Anderson couldn't quite hold on to it, and second down 10 for Chicago.
You wonder why they didn't want to kick it again. That breeze is very strong in their faces at that point, and kicking against that wind, treacherous today. Kid had a 21-yarder earlier. His counterpart, Brian Wagner, a 15-yarder into that wind today.
One of the keys to this game has been the pressure on Kelly. He's been sacked 5 times, but McMahon has not been sacked in the game. Second down 10. McMahon's gone over 200 yards passing for the first game this season. Sanders, Anderson stumbles forward and goes down on his 47-yard line.
Long arms of Art Still, about a 39-inch reach as he reached in and scooped the legs out from underneath the runner on that play. Walt Corey, the defensive coordinator, Buffalo Bills, sure looking up at those numbers and saying, well, we've kept them to less than 182 on the day, but boy, you look up on that scoreboard and things are awfully one-sided for the Bears. There's Corey.
A couple of big plays the Bears made. A 58-yard reverse to Gentry. McKinnon a touchdown pass. Third down. Look at the Bears, how they've done on third down. 6 out of 9. And Buffalo's only converted once on third down today. McKinnon in motion. McMahon to Gentry. 50. Gentry short of the first down. He's out of bounds on the Buffalo 49-yard line. And the Bears have a fourth coming, and that was Leonard Smith, who has averaged 115 tackles a season with the Cardinals and was the first alternate for the Pro Bowl the last couple of years.
I don't know what the problem was in Phoenix, but they are sure happy to have him in Buffalo. And as I said earlier, they feel that he completes that defensive backfield for this team. He's in there playing after only being acquired last week, so he's made a quick transition into this defense.
Brian Wagner, the punter. The Bills blocked 2 punts last week against Pittsburgh. Last year they blocked 2 punts in a game against Denver. They're very good at getting in, and they're lined up there with 10 men in the line of scrimmage. They're going after him. They don't get him.
Very high. Good kick.
Very catch called by Errol Tucker at the 10-yard line. Now we have a timeout, and the score with 11 minutes to go in the game is 24-3 in favor of Chicago.
Field, and with so many of our people over in Seoul, Korea, Olympics winding down, my partner Dick Enberg there. It's been a pleasure to welcome back some of the greats of broadcasting history. Kurt Gowdy, what a good time we've had together.
Yeah,
it's been back in the booth with you.
You've been a delight. I've really enjoyed it. We'll have Dick next week. I'm one of his biggest fans. A little short pass to Harmon. He's trying to dance around. He gets up to the 19-yard line. They've been on him today. They saw the films against Pittsburgh last week. He had 94 yards in receptions.
This has been a day when Vince Tobin, defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears, has been basically a happy man.
I think the Bears were offside on that last play. That's Andre Reed. That's Tobin in the orange sweater.
You know, he came here in a very tough situation, Kurt. Buddy Ryan, almost a legend, and I don't think we're going to see a defensive team dominate offenses in the NFL as these Bears did back in '85. But Tobin was expected to step in there. He brought some more conservative philosophies with him. Philosophies that basically said, look, I want to pressure the quarterback, I want to attack the offense too, but I want to do it in such a way that we can't get burned for the long plays. And it's taken a while for that system to take hold, but you can see the result of it here today. They are playing some great defense.
Buffalo's on their 24, first down. They've got to get moving very quickly here. That pass,
great.
What a catch.
One
Harmon,
hand.
look at that.
Whoa.
Still going. He's a 45 to 50. You won't see a more spectacular catch than that. and then to come back and pick up another 10 or 15 yards. It's a 32-yard pass play. Kelly really overthrew him.
That's highlight film material, and about time as far as Kelly is concerned. He said, hey, you dropped a whole bunch of them, guys. It's time you made a great catch to make me look good. And Harmon, as you said, getting extra yardage as he pirouetted out of that tackle and sprinted down the sideline.
That's how it looked last week against Pittsburgh, Merlin.
They had big plays on the screen last week. They have not been able to do that against this Bear defense today.
Buffalo on the Bears, 44, first down. Kelly on a crossing pattern. They should have caught that one. Although he may have been bumped along the way.
Mike Richardson
breaking up.
Yeah, right on his back. And Sean Gale, who's back in the lineup after nursing a sore hamstring. That ball slightly behind the receiver.
That's
Burkett.
Johnson.
No, it's not Burkett. That's Johnson.
Yeah.
Tremaine Johnson, yes. But look at the hit right there. As Johnson is trying to control that football, Sean Gale just took his legs right out from underneath him. And Gale, a little woozy after that hit, will hit for the sideline.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. Now the Bills play an artificial surface. Here's a natural turf here. What does that mean to a player going from 1 week on one surface to the next week on another surface?
Well, I don't think it bothers them so much anymore, Kurt. They're used to doing that. But I'll tell you the difference in the game, and it's very obvious, is the speed of the game. It's not nearly as fast a game on a natural turf, and it's like playing pool on a shorter table. The angles change. You've got to change your pursuit angles. You've got to recognize the fact that people have better traction. They're going to be quicker. They can cut sharper, and they can run faster on the artificial turf as opposed to the natural turf.
There are 9 minutes and 55 seconds to play. 24-3 Chicago. The Bills have the ball on the Bear 44, 2nd and 10. And Kelly's toss. That's complete to the 37-yard line. And that's Tremaine Johnson again, a 7-yard gain. He broke all the receiving records when he was at Grambling College. He went into the United States Football League. He hasn't been able to crack the starting lineup with Buffalo. Hurry up offense here. It's 3rd down and 3 for Buffalo. They want to hurry up and score a touchdown. And that is complete, and out of bounds goes Harmon. He's out. He has a first down on the 31-yard line, driven out by Dave Dorson. Well, they got this hurry-up offense going now.
Well, I got to believe that they're remembering what happened to them last week as they were up by 21 points. Pittsburgh came back, scored a touchdown, recovered 2 onside kicks, got another touchdown, and had a chance to tie the game on their last opportunity, but were intercepted in the process. I'm sure they're saying, hey, Pittsburgh could do it against us. Maybe we could do it against Chicago.
We got Harmon spread out. Chris Burkett, Andre Reed, and Tremaine Johnson, 4 wideouts on first down. Kelly's tossed. He has a wide open receiver, and the flag is down. The flag was down in the backfield.
We've either got a holding call. Yep, that's what it's going to be. You don't need that.
Hampton with his back to you, 99. 76 is Steve McMichael.
Offense, number 67. Illegal use of the hands.
Ken Hull, a second holding call on the Buffalo
time
center.
of the day, and he's of course responsible for trying to control the inside there against McMichael and Hampton, who are ferocious rushers. That's a tough job inside against those two in particular. I said it earlier, Hampton absolutely amazes me. The fact that he has come back from so many knee surgeries and is blowing off the football, exploding the way he is.
First down and 20 for Buffalo. They're behind by 21 points. They have failed to score a touchdown in this game. There's Tremaine Johnson. They spin him down on the 34-yard line. 6-yard gain. Bestie Jackson made the hit on him.
Even on that play, Kelly able to get the ball off, but getting ferocious pressure from the Bears defense. He'll stay in his hurry-up offense. 8:56, 8:55. Look at it.
There he is. Down. That's the 6th sack for the Bears. And there is
hard to believe.
Shapura.
They've got 6 sacks today. They had 5 last week, but they only had 4 in the 3 prior games. And boy, you look over the last few years. 1987, they had 70 sacks to lead the league. 86, 62 to lead the league. 85, 64, they were second in the league. And excuse me, 85, they were second in the league. 84, 72, they were number 1.
Buffalo fans here with their banner 16-0. Forget it, say the Bears. 3rd down and 26. Kelly pitches and overthrows the receiver, Ron Harmon, who was running a post pattern and had a shot to go right down the middle all the way. The line drive pass was over his head.
Well, I think Harmon heard footsteps on that one as well. It looked to me like he felt the defender coming. You watch what he does with his hands right here. He has a chance, I think, to go for that football. You see him? I think he was expecting the hit right there from Crum, number 44.
Punt formation. McKinnon, the safety man, and a short safety. Kid is kicking into the wind. Ooh. Ball hitting on the 20. Bounding, and is going to be dead on the 16-yard line of the Bears. We'll have a timeout at Soldier Field with the score Chicago 24 and the Buffalo Bills 3.
First and 10.
Bears first ball in their 15. They have a 24-3 lead. We had a scoreless 3rd quarter. Bears had the ball 9 minutes in the opening of the 3rd quarter. They didn't score in that quarter, but they kept Buffalo from doing much. Buffalo just can't crack through the touchdown. McMahon, Anderson swarmed under at the 20-yard line, led by Cornelius Bennett and Shane Conlon. The Eagles, behind 16-0, have scored 29 unanswered points. New England now leads Indianapolis in the 4th. Cleveland going by Pittsburgh. Going to be a bad start for Pittsburgh if they don't rally. Seattle ahead. 1-pointer there. The Giants and the Redskins, and Tampa Bay and Green Bay are tied in the 4th.
A lot of those football teams operating without quarterback game for Pittsburgh as quarterbacks continue to fall in the NFL.
Today will be Cincinnati against the Raiders. After the Raiders' great comeback. Neil Anderson. They wrap him up at the 22-yard line. The hit is by Scott Radisick, Penn State. They've got the first teamers out of there. Spurless is out. Still is out. Bruce Smith is out. Interesting today, Smith, after a 30-day drug suspension, started the game. At times looked very good. He's going to have to play himself into game shape, though, not just running.
Yes, they're a little worried. But Levy's philosophy, there's another guy who's maybe hoping to get a little vacation here, Steve McMichael, battle-wise veteran. But both these coaches, Levy and Ditka, like to play their backup people when they get a chance. And you'll see a lot of substitutions even when the game is tight.
Wendell Davis is in as a wide receiver. The rookie, Muster's in there. Man on a rollout. It's the Muster, the Stanford kid, and he's out of bounds. Muster in college was hurt his senior year. He had a bad ankle. His junior year, he was an All-American. What he could do for a big fullback in college was come out of that backfield and catch the ball, running like an express train, and then knock you over.
Yeah, they like that. And, of course, their philosophy right at this moment, exactly the opposite of the Buffalo Bills. They're trying to eat as much of that clock as they can.
The Bears on their 31. Well, 16 days ago, the Olympic flame was lit, and the games of the 24th Olympiad began. And tonight will be the closing ceremonies. You'll see it on NBC.
Talked about Brad Muster. You see him carrying the ball there, a straight-up kind of runner. Of course, Bear fans would remember a guy who ran that way here by the name of Rick Caceres.
Here's the Bills report card. Kelly, 274 yards, no touchdown. Rushing, 0.
I don't think there are many A's on that report card. In fact, the kind of day that you take back and say we better learn from our mistakes. 2 for 12, third down conversions. Kelly didn't have much of a chance today. No time to throw the football, and very often when he got the ball there, it was dropped, but he'll have to take his share of the blame too.
Chicago on their 36. Second down. 5, and a quick hitter, and behind Bennett.
Be a short third and maybe a yard and a half to go, Kurt. Anderson has not had a huge day rushing. In fact, the Bears, except for that one long tear that they got on the misdirection, have not had a great average on the day. They didn't need it. Their passing game was smoking.
Big factor today for the Bears, their pass rush. They've recorded 6 sacks. 3rd and 1. Chicago on their 41. They've had outstanding possession time. There goes Mustard in motion. It's Neil Anderson.
That's going to be awfully close.
He fights his way through. He squirted through there.
Second effort.
Price, Jeff Wright, and Bennett on the hit. The Bears have another 3rd down conversion successful.
Second effort. In that case, maybe even a 3rd effort. Anderson stopped briefly short of the 1st down. Would not be denied. Able to loose and pop down into the territory where they picked up the 1st down.
Shane Conlon, you saw him go out with an injury, and we saw him like with a ring over there in his mouth. Looked like a ring a baby would have.
No, that's his mouth guard.
Yeah.
But he wants to guard those teeth. He's lost one up front. Kind of has a Jack Lambert look.
Look at Anderson. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Hal Garner, number 99, and 4. Time moving ahead. We're down to 3:49. It looks like the Bears are going to go 4-1, and Buffalo will drop out of the undefeated ranks. Mark Price also helped in that tackle.
The Bears, 23.
Pike. Mark Pike. Sanders is in now, replacing Anderson, a running back. I was surprised McMahon is still in there. Merlin?
Well, I think he wants to be in there. I'm a bit surprised too. Obviously, you've got this game so well in hand at this point.
Look at that fake. There's a release out to the tight end Thornton, and the big boy fumbles the ball.
He's down.
He's down though. He's down at the 43-yard line of the Bills. Another Bear 1st down, a 14-yard play. Derek Burrows was the man that brought him down.
You talked about the 13 rookies that Ditka has on this squad, and I think Thornton, the one that excites him the most, because he's a guy who stepped right in, took a starting job, and is just doing a great job, not only catching the football as he did there, but also blocking. And certainly some of the resurgence of this Bear running game, which was 13th in the league last year and back to number 1 this year, comes from the fact that they're running in behind a tight end who absolutely destroyed some of those linebackers.
Buffalo has 0 yards rushing today, 0 net yards. The Bears have been probably, along with the Giants, a dominant defensive team in pro football the last 3 or 4 years. They were number 1 defense, 85. Conlon is down on the sideline. We couldn't see him down there with all those people in front of us. Again, in 86, they were number 1 in defense. They were number 2 last year. They're back up number 1 in rushing defense this year.
Conlon, injured earlier once, was helped off the field.
Let's take a look at the Bears report card. See, nobody's giving them A's or B's or C's, though. Here's McMahon. He had a good day, 2 touchdowns.
He's got an A coming from the day.
Yeah. Sacks, I'd give him an A.
Maybe an A+. Yeah, maybe an A+.
And look at those 3rd down conversions, 7 out of 11. In the clutch, they did it to keep the drive going and the clock going in their favor.
Some real concern on the sideline for Conlon, who is still down. You see players gathered that tightly to the sideline. There is great concern.
That's a natural, that 3rd down. 7 for 11 are going to get a stretcher. Shane Conlon, a number 1 draft pick last year, an All-American at Penn State. And this doesn't look good when they
We will try and get a report for you as quickly as possible. Team doctor over from the Buffalo sideline. You have a sense of the gravity of an injury when you see, first you saw his teammates come over and look, and then they had to move away. They're concerned. They knew that they had to get away and get themselves back on the game. And You saw the tight cluster of Bear players also concerned. These are professionals. These men know what it means to be hurt. They know what it means to be knocked off the field with a serious injury, and there is a great respect among these professionals. They don't want to see a guy's career ended or a serious injury that's going to take him out for the season. We don't know that that's what's happened, but maybe we can go back and take a look at the play and see what happened to Shane Conlon. Conlon, as we mentioned, one of those linebackers that flies all the way across the field, will be at the right side of your picture coming in. The shot right there on the front of the knee, and it looks like it was perhaps on the knee, and he did not move off that sideline after he took that shot.
I was wondering if he had a neck injury, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, it occurred. One of the things that I like about what's happened in the NFL, there was a time when if you didn't get off the field when you were hurt, they'd charge you with a timeout. Late in the game, some of the coaches said, if somebody's hurt, drag him off the field. Well, you drag a guy with a neck or a back injury off the field, you might cripple him for life. I'm glad that the NFL doesn't do that anymore. And when someone is hurt, we take proper care of them. We look after them, make sure we do it properly.
And they're taking their time. They haven't got him up on the stretcher yet, I don't think. This is Shane Conlon, the inside linebacker.
Now they're coming with a cart now, which that may be. He may want to get out of there in a different way. They put him on the back of that cart, they'll be able to drive him off the field. Up with some help.
It's obviously a leg, knee. Cart in for the stretcher. Check that.
Eddie Abramowski, the trainer there with him, as is the team doctor. Of course, you see some concern there from Bear doctors as well, who are offering their help and assistance.
Leading tackler this year. He was roaming sideline to sideline last week against the Steelers.
And one of the critical building blocks of this Bears or this Bills defense. So Bills fans, I'm sure, showing real concern, and you hear the crowd. These are good football fans here in Chicago. They've seen some of their own go down, and they know how critical it is. Well, you ask about McMahon. He is no longer on the field. Mike Tomczak will play out the last 3 minutes and 27 seconds of this ball game.
Tomczak, ex of Ohio State, back up from McMahon. McMahon has had many of his injuries. Here comes Conlon. Conlon.
His right knee, the one that stretched out there. Right leg stretched out.
First down. Bears on the Bill 43. Tom Sanders cuts at the 40, 35, and down to the Bill 30-yard line of first down. Ray Bentley, Bennett, and Kelso teamed up for the tackle. 13 yards for Tom Sanders. It's the final. The Giants squeaked by 24-23. Let's take a look. Look at the Eagles roaring now. 14-10 in the fourth, New England. Cleveland pads it up against Pittsburgh. Seattle and Atlanta a little struggle. And final, Giants won it. And Green Bay and Tampa Bay tied. Well, the Redskins and Joe Gibbs Warden's team will be tough to repeat. They're now 2 wins and 3 losses. No breeze for them. Ooh, that's a good run by the rookie fullback, Brad Muster.
You can see why they talk about him moving the pile. You talk about the strength of a runner. It's like a diesel truck. A little bit of Riggins in it.
Yeah. Riggo, 230, Brad Muster. And we're going to be back here with the 2-minute warning. The score 24-3 Chicago.
AT&T, the right choice.
George Halas led the Bears to 319 victories. In 1987, he was joined in the top 5 winningest coaches by which active head man? Chuck Knox of the Seahawks, Joe Gibbs of the Redskins, or Chuck Noll of the Steelers? Who would you choose?
You can have AT&T without spending a lot of money, and you can have the best quality in the world. So it makes for a smart business decision to come back and look. no reason in the world someone can't call and say, I want you to look at this bill because I want to make sure I'm getting the very best value. And that's part of the service we offer. We're not afraid to stand up to that. We clearly have competitive prices. I mean, just come and look, compare. You've got to look at what we have to offer.
If you said Chuck Noll, you made the right choice. Chuck Noll became the 5th winningest coach of all time in 1987.
In 13 cities in 10 countries across the Pacific, they're playing our song. United Airlines Royal Pacific Service, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve, halfway around the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Shane Conlon has a fractured fibula, they say.
Well, they're saying they're concerned that it may be fractured. They're taking him in for x-rays, and that is, as we said, bad news for the Buffalo Bills, who add that bad news to a 24-3 score on the board against them.
Jim Kelly.
Well, he had not had a great start on the season, and his down luck continues here today, Kurt.
We'll talk about that here in a minute. 2nd down and 2. Tom Zach hands off, and there's a 1st down for the Bills. That's Brad Muster again. I asked Ditka yesterday. There's McMahon. He had a big day. And he's going to be our most valuable player, and we'll explain why in a minute. I asked Ditka about Muster, why he wasn't playing more. He said, hey, he's a rookie. We like everything about him, and we wouldn't make him a #1 pick, and don't worry, he'll be playing plenty for the Bears in the future. That's
Leon Seals. Have to get some help to get off the field. This is the most dangerous time of a game, because people trying to do too much at times often hurts. And boy, you can't afford to lose those key players.
Timeout, 24-3 Chicago.
As the years go by, I know I'll always have a friend. Just as long as you stand by me.
For over 100 years, friendships have been formed and kept over the quality beers of Anheuser-Busch.
Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
Bears coming up on the Bills 15 with a 1st down, 1:39 to go. The Bears leading 24-3. We haven't had a score in the 2nd half. Muster's looked impressive. That's Sanders with the ball. He is stopped maybe for a yard long. And the hit is by Leonard Smith, the strong safety.
The Bears only have 20 points in the 2nd half all year, Kurt.
All right, here's our Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. Today's Most Valuable Player, we're picking Jim McMahon. And Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's game. 20 out of 27. Congratulations, Jim.
You bet.
260 yards, 2 touchdown passes. McKinnon was a strong candidate.
Yes, he was. Had 7 catches for 90 yards, and we talked about the defensive line with 6 sacks perhaps coming in there, but McMahon doing what they needed to have him do today. A hot game all the way through.
2nd and 11, Brad Muster struggles forward to the 12-yard line, marked Pike. Let's talk about Buffalo. They're out of this one now. There's McKinnon, wide receiver. 4-0. They were one of the 3 undefeated teams. Now, they've lost, evidently, they've lost Conlon with a possibly broken leg, fibula. What must they do now?
Well, they're going to have to put it back together. Marv Levy's got his hands full as he takes them back home to lick their wounds. But most importantly, they've got to get their offense to play better football. They've shown us early in the year they know how to play defense.
Joe Costanza and company spotter John England, Mark Harris, helping in the booth, Craig Chevel and Ray Stallone.
Chicago, they've got to be very happy. Ditka has to be extremely pleased by the performance of that man right there. And as McMahon goes, very often so go this Chicago team. And today, They were full speed ahead with McMahon at the controls, and I'm sure that the thing we talked about earlier pleases Ditka most, the consistency that this team showed today offensively and defensively.
Well, McMahon is a starter, 32 wins in his last 34 starts, and he showed how he does it today. Ditka goes off, please, and the Bears go 4-1. Berlin, a great pleasure working with you, and good luck to you and Dick now and the rest of the year. Once again, the final score, 24-3 Chicago. Stay tuned for NFL Live following these words from your local stations.
David Letterman, Jay Leno, and Gary Shandling in person join Johnny Carson in a salute to the greatest comedians in Tonight Show history. The Tonight Show 26th anniversary, Thursday.
If business takes you to Boston, U.S. Air can land you there with the only nonstops every day.
We're back. You know, if somebody would have told me that 97 Rock would return and I'd be back here in Buffalo, I'd have said they were crazy, but my whole family came back and we're all home now.
There's something special about Buffalo. It's home. 97 Rock was and is, again, a part of that.
And to show we're serious, we're going to guarantee things that nobody else can.
Right, at least 5 times a day, we're going to do 97 minutes of non-stop rock and roll.
And we're never going to talk over the beginnings of songs.
97 Rock, we're back and rocking.
You know, I hate when guys talk over songs.
I hate when guys use this blue cheese.
Wait a minute.
The General Grabber Off-Road Performance Series goes all the way.
Join us for all the action on The Jim Kelly Show, 7:30 Monday on TV2.
The play of the day. Let's give it to the Philadelphia Eagles. Randall Cunningham rolls out. He's got him. Greg Garrity somehow held on to the ball for the touchdown. The Eagles beat Houston. This is the Budweiser NFL Report, brought to you by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. Hi again, everyone. Len Berman with Paul McGuire in New York. You've just watched the Chicago Bears hand the Buffalo Bills their first loss of the year, and it wasn't close. Convincingly so. 24-3 was the final as the Bears now go to 4-1. Marv Levy can shake his head all week over this one. Here's the big play in this game, or at least symbolic of the Chicago offense. #1 in rushing in the league. Sure, double reverse to Dennis Gentry. 58 yards. How about Jim McMahon, who threw the block on that play as Chicago rolled up the 24-3 advantage. That was just in the second quarter. And how did it go for the Buffalo Bills offense today? Well, you watched it. 0 yards rushing. A big reason why Ronnie Harmon went left, went right. He should have just downed the ball, and that's the way it went for them. Buffalo with no yards, and Chicago well over 300 yards on the day.
Well over 300 yards on a day for Chicago. But most importantly, that 0 yardage for the Bills. They were the #1 team against the rush going in, the Chicago Bears were, and they gained 157 yards on the ground against the Buffalo Bills, which I didn't think was possible to do.
What about Jim Kelly and the offense?
They have no offense. They really don't. They're hurting in the offensive line. The receivers can't get, they don't have the great speed to get down the field. No offense.
All right, so a big day for the Chicago Bears. Elsewhere, there was a wild game in Philadelphia. Houston led this one 16-0, and then Philadelphia just came back and doubled it to 32. Buddy Ryan was in deep trouble early in this game. His punter, John Telchik, was blocked twice in the first quarter. On this one, Chris Dishman took it in for the touchdown. You know, they were down 16-0, Philadelphia was, before 7 minutes had elapsed in the game. On top of that, they lost one of the finest receivers in the NFL, Mike Quick. On this play, a broken leg, and he's out 8 to 9 weeks. So everything was going wrong for Philadelphia. Finally, they turned it around. We showed you earlier this spark plug play, Randall Cunningham to Greg Garrity, the Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh receiver, and it was all Eagles after that one.
It's now 32-23. Houston just scored.
Okay, thank you for the update. New England on a Doug Flutie touchdown pass had taken a lead, but the Indianapolis Colts have just roared back to take a 17-14 lead. For a moment, it looked like Flutie would be the big hero, but Here he goes to Stanley Morgan into a 25-mile-per-hour wind in Foxborough, but the Colts have just come back 17-14. And Cleveland leading Pittsburgh 20-9, that game in the fourth quarter. More coming up right after these words from Budweiser.
Somewhere, right now, there's a clean, crisp, ice cold, Beechwood aged Budweiser with your name on it.
What kind of man uses Skin Bracer aftershave? A man who knows the difference between footwork and road work, between a snow job and a job well done, between something that merely makes you smell good and something that makes your skin look and feel good. Skin Bracer cools, soothes, tightens pores. You feel it taking care of your skin.
Thanks. I needed that.
When just smelling good isn't good enough, Skin Bracer, now a new sport talc scent.
By Men. And welcome back. Of course, the game you watched, the Chicago Bears all over the Buffalo Bills. Let's switch out to Soldier Field. Merlin Olsen's there, and he's standing by with a guest. So, Merlin, take it away from Chicago.
Richard, your old terror again today on the line. You've recorded 2 sacks. You guys had 6 in the ball game, and you really put pressure on Jim Kelly.
Well, I thought the offense helped us out a lot. You know, they went and put points on the board right away, and that's what a defensive line dream, to be able to get points on the board and get off the ball and get Kelly. He's a strong and great quarterback. You know, we had him a couple times, and the guy still was able to get off us, but I thought we did pretty good.
Richard, you had only 4 sacks after 3 games, and here in 2 ball games, you've had 11 sacks. Are you doing something different the last 2 weeks?
No, not really. I just like to see the offense put points on the board. When they do that, then, you know, that makes my job much easier, you know?
That means you can put those ears down and tighten up that stance and fly for that quarterback. Huh?
You betcha, you betcha. I wish we can do that throughout the season, and I'm pretty sure I'll be back where I were in '85, leading the league. That's what I'm working for.
That's Richard Dent, the defensive right end of the Chicago Bears.
Thank you, guys.
Great today.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, obviously Kurt Gowdy as well as Merlin Olsen speaking with Richard Dent as their defense had just a terrific day this afternoon. Elsewhere, Seattle and Atlanta. Seattle is now on top 31-20. That game in the fourth quarter. 3 John L. Williams touchdown runs for Seattle, and the fans not turning out in record numbers to see the Falcons, as they're not seeing the Braves in baseball either. Kurt Warner, well, he scored his 5th touchdown of the year. He's had 4 on the ground, 1 through the air. That gave Seattle a 7-3 lead. And then Steve Largent, here he goes. That sets up one of John L. Williams' plays, and Largent, 157 consecutive games where he has caught a pass. Here goes Williams now, despite broken ribs. That was his 2nd touchdown, and Paul, he wound up with 3 on the afternoon.
Yeah, you know, Seattle, they're a mystery football team. They should have blown Atlanta away. Atlanta's just playing tough, hard-nosed football, and they really don't have the personnel to do that. You would think Seattle would have control of this football game. They don't. They're inside of a minute, and Atlanta's on a drive. They're at about the 45-yard line trying to go in.
Are you surprised at how easily the Bears, you know, getting back to the Chicago game, since that's what the audience was really watching this afternoon, were you surprised by how easily they could work against that Buffalo defense?
I was surprised about the defense, totally surprised about the defense. But when you depend on the blitz, Lenny, and you leave your corners out there all by themselves, they're going to get beat.
All right, so, as you know, big day for the Bears. More coming up after these words from Bud.
It's just a pure and natural beer for you. So icy cold, so crisp, so clear for you. The king of beer, so fresh, so true for you. You got the taste, this Bud's for you.
Performance. For some people, it's more than a passion. It's a way of life. Well, for all those people for whom good enough just isn't good enough, there's Speed Stick Antiperspirant. Nothing is whiter, Nothing glides on drier. Nothing protects you against wetness and odor in a bigger way. All-day performance that's hard to beat. If you're going to give 110%, your antiperspirant should give 110% too. Speed Stick, the wide stick.
Now available in Sport Talc.
By Menon.
Good game in Washington today. The Giants going in there. The big story would be Lawrence Taylor coming back from his drug suspension. He had a quarterback pressure earlier that resulted in a fumble, so he forced it and then turned in 2 sacks as well. And perhaps propelled by that, the Giants went on. And ironically, Nancy Reagan and friends on hand at RFK Stadium, just say no to drugs. So, as we said, Taylor, there he forces a fumble. Harry Carson recovered, led to a Giant field goal. They were quickly on top 3-0. Third quarter, this was a big play. Washington was right in the game. Sims to Odessa Turner. He injured his leg on the play, was forced to leave the game. He had 8 catches for 103 yards. And the Giants beating Washington, final of 24-23, Paul.
The impact of Lawrence Taylor in a defense, it fires him up. But, you know, Sims threw the ball pretty well today. The only problem about the Giants that scares you, again, is the fact that they let the Redskins almost come back and win that football game. The Redskins, in the fourth quarter, I think, of that game, missed 2 field goals that would have put them ahead. So, you know, I'm not so convinced about the Giants, and the Redskins are really hurting without their starting quarterback.
That's what I was going to say. Mark Rippon at quarterback, not sold on him. And with Schrader doing as well as he did last week, despite all the denials from the Washington Redskins organization, don't you think they'd like to have Schrader back? They
would love to have Schrader back. And it just boggles the mind why they let him go. He didn't want to sit on the bench, and I guess, you know, they just say, hey, if you want to go someplace else, go.
Yeah, of course, Doug Williams with the appendectomy, he'll be lost for another couple of weeks. The Battle of the Bays, this has gone back and forth in Tampa Bay. It was 3-0 Green Bay after 1, 10-10 at half, 17-10 Green Bay, and now it's 24-24 in the final minutes of that game. Vinny Testaverde has been intercepted 4 times, 5 Tampa Bay turnovers. And you interested in that game, Paul?
Well, you know, you put Vinny Testaverde with a bad football team, he's going to play poorly. I mean, he just can't come out and all of a sudden start as a rookie and do that. Not with a bad team.
Amazing the number of injuries of quarterbacks all around the league. Bubby Brister now with a dislocated pinky for Pittsburgh. Is there some reason why all these injuries should happen to quarterbacks so early in the year, or just coincidence?
Just coincidence, but I think they ought to let them take the beating in training camp, which they don't do. I mean, everybody else gets beat up.
Wait a second. Let them get injured in training camp?
Take some shots. Yeah, they don't take any shots until they get in the regular season. Let them hit them in training camp a few times. Let them feel it. Know what it's like to get bounced around.
They're all injured in training camp. You'd have running backs playing quarterback by the time the season started.
On some of these teams, it wouldn't be too bad.
That's true. A couple of final scores are in now. The score in Pittsburgh is a final. Cleveland now goes to 3-2. Pittsburgh drops to 1-4. Cleveland wins in Pittsburgh. First time they've ever won there when Bernie Kosar was not a quarterback. It's only the 3rd win in history in Pittsburgh. And one other final, we were talking about the Seattle-Atlanta game earlier. The 3 John L. Williams touchdown runs in Seattle defeating Atlanta. That's a final now in that one of 31-20. For Paul McGuire, I'm Len Berman. More coming up right after these words from Budweiser.
This Bud's for all that you do.
Papers say you busted it up pretty good. This is where we start.
You got a long road back. You miss the cheers. Can you beat those doubts and fears? You make America work.
For that something that won't let us quit, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
To your first game back.
This Bud's for you.
What kind of man uses Skin Bracer aftershave? A man who knows the difference between footwork and road work, between a snow job and a job well done, between something that merely makes you smell good and something that makes your skin look and feel good. Skin Bracer cools, soothes, tightens pores. You feel it taking care of your skin.
Thanks. I needed that.
When just smelling good isn't good enough, Skin Bracer, now a new Sport Talc scent.
By Menon.
Today's game was brought to you by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Wiseman. Coordinating producer of NFL Live, John J. Filippelli. Coordinating producer for NFL football, Ted Nathanson. NFL Live was produced by Les Dennis and directed by Steve Grimes. Buffalo, Chicago, produced by George Smith and directed by Chet Forty.
This broadcast has been a presentation of NBC Sports, proud to be the network of the Summer Olympic Games.
Tomorrow, the new season finally kicks off.
Thank you.
With the season premiere of Al.
Brilliant.
The fur's really gonna fly on a sharp new Al tomorrow.
We're back. You know, if somebody would have told me that 97 Rock would return and I'd be back here in Buffalo, I'd have said they were crazy, but my whole family came back and we're all home now.
There's something special about Buffalo. It's home. 97 Rock was and is, again, a part of that.
And to show we're serious, we're going to guarantee things that nobody else can.
Right, at least 5 times a day, we're going to do 97 minutes of non-stop rock and roll.
And we're never going to talk over the beginnings of songs.
97 Rock, we're back and rocking.
You know, I hate when guys talk over songs.
I hate when guys use this blue cheese.
Wait a minute.
The General Grabber Off-Road Performance Series goes all the way.
I'll get it, Alex.
Mel's Market. Here's your order.
What order?
Side of beef.
I didn't order.
Here's your delivery, sir.
What delivery?
Your Stroh's 30 packs.
Stroh's. Alex?
Nah. Stroh's and Stroh Light. Fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste. And with 30 packs, you get more beer.
Pardon, Pierre's Pet Shop. Here's your poodle. Oh.
Alex.
Hey, Herbert Fisher. Have you met Herb Grant?
Herb Grant, Tacoma.
Herb's in the plumbing business.
Yeah, I'm all backed up.
Herb, you know these bums? Herb Riddick, Herb Kaplan.
Hi. So, the wife and kids are good?
Herb Jr.'s almost 12.
Whoa, next thing you know, there'll be a Herbert Jr. Jr.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
Join us for all the action on The Jim Kelly Show, 7:30 Monday on TV2.